I'm seeing my dad's car. I'm seeing my father-in-law's car. Hey, without even breaking stride, me, I'm entering, but my spider sense is tingling, there's danger here. So I walk in, I'm seeing all of them, my aunties, what. Before they could talk, God is great. Do you know how I've been praying to call you people together so that I tell you I really need help to stop. I think my problem is alcohol. In fact, I'm sure.
So hata ile kesi walikuwa wamepungoja na
they never got together again.
Our guest for this episode has to be one of the best storytellers we've ever brought you on the platform. David Ogot, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't mag anybody by force. I've borrowed money from you 100 times. Each time you say you will never lend me money again. In fact, you're going to call the cops. I meet you around the corner. I've cooked. I'm seeing you. I didn't know I was going to go around that corner and see you. The few seconds before we meet and I'm saying, hey, God is great. Do you know where I've come from? I've just banked 50,000 shillings and I'm saying that money you lent me 2 months ago, I'm going to pay you with interest. Then I'm meeting you. Surely, God, how great are you?
David Ogot is a leading voice in the fight against alcoholism, and the story of his life reads like a movie.
I would go. Remember, I told you I don't pass here. Now when I get money, now I come here. Mama Jerry, mambo, hebu angalia hii kwanza. There's a lesson. Then I tell her, since I stayed with your money for very long, here's 500 shillings for your family. Now give me a bottle, give her a bottle. Who will refuse you credit?
This is a response to your request for an episode about addiction, and I trust with the choice of guests we have, this is worth every second of your time.
One time I'm walking on Kenyatta Avenue, I'm smoking. My dad comes around the corner. You see this? This. Yes, I held that cigarette like this.
Oh, you
like
saw,
this.
You saw him
There
fast.
was no time to.
You saw him fast.
I saw him fast. But he had seen me.
Smoking.
Because he told me many years later, I suspected you had a cigarette and that's why I talked to you for long. I wanted to see how long it would last without. That is this mark. I've never forgotten.
I'm your host, Dr. Kingori, and here's another reason to stay subscribed to our channel. Kama how just subscribe, this right here is another reason to hit subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. Dave, I believe every time anyone sees you, you fought the fight ya alcoholism so much that mtu ana-assume to, and it's very easy to assume that ni pombe peke yake. And your story goes deeper than just alcohol. And there's so many things I'm curious about. And today I hope you can help me address some stereotypes. But we also have to actually acknowledge the good work you're doing for the fight against alcoholism. I know you've gotten in some bit of trouble in your efforts to have it declared as a disability. And when I heard your side, I believe I'm inclined to see your point of view and to agree with you to a great extent. And now, stereotype number one. People say that watoi were politicians. Politicians' children end a certain way, right? It's funny that from the last conversation we spoke, I know your mom from my grandmother's stories. And when I listen and I remember the conversations of how my grandmother used to describe your mom, and this is probably a myth, because as I grew up, I got to learn that Ushago, we used to believe in certain things beyond. Kama this particular story, alikuwa nasema, ati your mom disagreed with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga in a meeting, and your mom alikuwa mkali. There is a face she showed, mpaka that's the first time he gets shaken. But that could be our version of the story ya Ushago. You understand? And my grandmother went to details I could describe. And now, interestingly, your mom was a prolific author and among the first female politicians in this country, right? Did she share with you her story? Ama did you ever get a glimpse of her journey in politics then, before we get to how you are part of this?
Okay, that Odinga story, I'm hearing it today.
For the first time.
For the first time.
So that's my grandmother's version.
However, the politics bit, when she entered politics, I was already in India, in my second life.
Okay.
Oh, no, my third life.
Third life.
Yeah.
So your life is divided into stages, I presume. Okay.
My drug-free life, normal life, before Form 1, then starting my drug use life, up to the time I was expelled or exported to India. Then India, where I did some of my best work, third life, and almost died. Now, in fact, that one now started those ones of suicide attempts. Then coming back, actually fourth life, before now I got sober in my fifth life.
So that's a very interesting way to put it. So in fact, we'll go and sample all those stages of your life. So what is life like before, as a child in a political family? What is it like then?
So the politics was when I came back, and imagine I had no idea that mom is a minister, blah, 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 MP, all this. I had no idea. So me arrive airport, I see mom, I go to hug her. I'm being shown by some guys with stone face. So I'm asking,
What's
who are
going
you?
on?
I'm asking, are they the bodyguard? Bodyguard, what's happening?
Yes, yes.
I'll tell you on the way home. So that was my introduction to the political life. Of course, for me, because I'm in one of those stages of mine, it is very good because some problem or something I want. Najua mimi mtoto wa nani? Do you know who son I am? So if I'm arrested,
No, wait.
if I want drinks.
So your mom, I'm assuming, allow me and correct me if I'm wrong. Your mom is a great author. You're nine legit, hands down, right? So now, and I assume that time when you talk politics, first of all, money first. So her main business is hapo kwa books.
Now, in fact, now that you are talking about the authorship, in Form 2 in Lenana,
Yes.
I started writing a novel.
Yes.
I think second term. I finished it in one term.
Yes.
And I ran to my mom, because I used to tell people I'm going to be a famous author like my mom. So I ran to my mom. I've written my first novel. And I think if it was typed, it would have just been a few pages, because I think I filled a 32-page exercise book.
Yes.
And you know, mothers, very nice, they encourage you, slowly. So I kept rewriting. And that book actually came out when I was in Form 6, called My Dear Prefects. And it actually then became a series. A second one came out called Ghost of Uhuru, third one, Mission to Uganda. I was basing on...
That's your third book?
Yes.
Mission to Uganda?
Yes.
Okay.
I was basing on Barbara Kimenye's Moses series. This Mukibi's Institute of Sons of African Gentlemen, based in Uganda. So mine was a series based in a school called Uhuru High School. And so it went. I was in Sunday Nation, I think some other media, youngest author in Kenya. So that by the time I was failing, or not failing, but doing my A-levels, where I got subsidiaries. So that one, and Nasemanga, I don't know. It's not a fail, it's not a pass. It just proves I did A-levels.
Okay, okay.
So I was telling people, me, I'm going to be, this Masomo is for what? You guys, me, I'm already in newspapers. I'm on KBC with the late Mambo Botela, etc. I'm featured youngest author. 2 of my books later became set books for high school readers, etc. So
you have books that have become set books?
Yes.
Hi, David.
No, not set books, readers, sorry. Readers, recommended readers for high school. Ministry of Education.
Wewe.
Mimi myself.
So
that with that.
And this, hii ni wewe umeandika. Your mom doesn't touch
No,
it for you ati nini?
With me. Even the Ugandan Mission to Uganda book, the reviews, I remember some of the reviews. This guy has never been to Uganda.
I think I've seen Mission to Uganda.
Yes.
It was published.
In fact, the covers used to be done by this Terry Hurst. Remember this Terry Hurst, Joe Magazine? He was also a very good cartoonist. A Mzungu guy. He's the one who did all my covers.
Okay, I swear I must have read Mission to Uganda. If I see the cover, I can tell you.
Reddish, with some guys in the bush, Okello. It was called Okello series because the main guy was called Okello.
And hii sasa you're done with Lenana? Ushamaliza shule?
No. I started in Lenana. The first one came out when I'm in Aga Khan, Form 6. First and second. Third one came out just after my A-levels, before my results, I think. And there are a total of 6.
All you. Your mom is already an established author. Hakuna ati connection ati
No. My friend, photography, I taught myself. I taught myself. This one you hear on my CV, you see multiple award-winning journalist. When did I go to school of media? Many years later in Mohammed Amin Foundation. Which towards the end, when we were going to finish, I was thrown out because of
alcohol.
So
as you're going to India, your mom, your dad is one of the top professors in the country by then, and your mom is already established as an author.
Not one of the top.
So, established
in that field.
Understood. And then, ukienda, your mom is already a don. Ukienda nini, India.
I've already even written some articles for newspapers. Freelance.
Okay.
Yes,
so ikitu ata you coming back to your mom as a minister is not like a big deal at status or anything. You're used to that.
Yes. And by that time, even this comedy, kamziki, DJing has started coming out. So I was in drama club, debating club. You see, my bros are winning things in rugby.
Lenana is also a national school.
Yes.
So inamaanisha, okay, do you get there ile mom calls ama you get there ukweli by the way si fala?
My friend, primary school, I was in Hospital Hill School.
Parklands.
Yes. Where half your teachers are Wazungus or Asians. Okay? We did mathematics, we did algebra, we did geometry.
So
in primary.
So there is mathematics, then separated algebra, and then
you see today they are saying math should not be an option. I mean, it should be optional.
You as maths head children.
There we had maths, algebra, geometry.
Okay. And
I was always, good student, upper top quarter, 75% and above. But because when I was small, I was very sickly. Half the time, in fact, I was not meant to survive. Allergies, see what? Up to today, I don't eat bananas, I don't eat pawpaws. If a bee comes in here or a wasp, you'll see me stuck in your hand. It's just me. If it stings me, you are calling an ambulance. And how fast you'll get me to the hospital. So half the time, I'm in Hosi. So mom said, Apana, boarding school? No. Upper Hill. Upper Hill, I started some behaviors. So father said, Apana, boarding school, because you cannot be being called by the headmaster every week. You need to see your parents for one thing or another.
See, but your parents are famous. You probably...
No, because you are doing shenanigans.
Okay.
So, Lenana, third term of Form 1, I was transferred, Uko. So, on my marks. But now in Lenana, mathematics, primary 2 + 2 is 4. In Lenana, 2 plus 2 is I don't know what, because of Sijui base 10, Sijui Angoa. It was not 4. So I was telling people, why are you jazzering your head with things you are not going to use? And you know, by that time, us were busy before computers, but I was talking about hard drive, brain.
Mm-hmm.
And my father very early picked every time maths, 9. 9 is the worst. 1 is the best in grading. At that time, if you fail in maths or English, they drop you 1 division. So if you get division 1, which is the highest, but you failed in maths, you are 2. If you are 2, you are 3, like that.
Mm-hmm.
So by Form 2, my father is pleading with me. For you, forget 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For you, just gun for an 8. So that whatever you'll get in Form 4 will not drop you down. But who am I? 9 express. So when you ask me what I got for O levels, I always say division 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, I always say 32 points, because
Okay.
that is lower division 2. But because of my 9 in maths, I was dropped to 3. That's why I ended up in Aga Khan. In fact, Lenana, I am sure I still hold the record for mathematics multiple choice paper, because the invigilator says, you may now begin. So kidogo tu, my hand is up. So the fellow is thinking my pencil is broken or something. And say, what is it? Ogot, I've finished. Not even 5 minutes. People have just started. Because me, I just did the inky, pinky, ponky. Watch I yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was the max. But now, because of the drug use, I started going from top quarter to bottom quarter.
Umeturukisha mahali. So in high school, you've already been introduced to drug use, right? So how far back are we going? Primary school?
Form 1.
Form 1.
Form 1.
That's your first experimentation with drugs. And by drugs, you mean alcohol? Cigarette. Okay. Peer pressure? Curiosity?
Which I was refusing. The cigarette. Because in my head, okay, what happens? You go out on a weekend.
In Form 1?
During holidays.
In Form 1?
In Form 1.
Okay.
You see, primary school, girls are a bother. Go and play with your fellow girls. Like now in Form 1, you are looking at a girl and your heart, which was beating normally. Boop, 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 boop. Suddenly there's one you are looking at. None. And nobody has told you, because me, my parents, we didn't have those talks of birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees?
Sex.
Pollination.
Pollination.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The birds and the bees. You see? So even when you see dogs mating, you are being told, don't look. Go. The dogs are being chased with sticks. It was that bad. So you are wondering, this why?
Why you feeling this way?
Then me, I'm a very loud guy from primary up to today. Like now, the volume I'm talking is 0.5 out of a scale of 10. So, 3 girls, the one in the middle is the one making my heart whatever. So they are coming, and I want to
isolate.
Say, can I take you out on Saturday or whatever? So I'll say this, she'll reply this. So
you have a script in your head.
A script.
Yes.
And then the heart is beating, kutup, 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 and it's coming close like a movie, and she passes. And I'm sweating. And I've not said anything because my mind has gone blank. Then I'm thinking maybe too much. I'll say she'll reply. So just simple, I'll say she replies, can I take you out? They're coming back again. To-di-do-di-do, to-di-do-di-do, to-di-do-di-do. Sijaongea. You know that can sweat which comes from one side. That can drop slowly. Evil. See, I'm asking my buddies, because then they're talking to girls. Girls are laughing. I'm like, ni. They say, Buddha, we told you drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes. And I was refusing. That peer pressure you're asking.
You were refusing.
I told them alcohol is for adults. I don't want to, disappoint my parents.
At this time,
Yes.
you are a clean,
Yes.
when you're
Yeah,
a pastor, like
Yes.
straight up.
Yes.
Your parents did their best up to this point.
I don't want to disappoint. It's for adults.
Okay.
And cigarettes, you'll get cancer and die.
Okay.
That was me. So they would laugh. Now they kept telling me, you see. So going to Form 2, before going to Form 2 now, end of first year, the holiday. Next time I'm in Form 2, Pombe Amze, when they're out of town. And the first Pombe I stole is Pilsner. You hear that saying, monkey see, monkey do. Because Mzee used to travel a lot, mom. So all kinds of alcohol. So I opened the cupboard, which every kind of alcohol is there. So which one? I've never drank. So which one do I drink? My Mzee drinks a certain brand, Pilsner. So I picked Pilsner, poured in a glass. You know, there's a style of pouring beer. I didn't know. So half is foam. Poo! Tasted like hospice. I said, this is what people drink. Let it stay. Go to Form 2. No, I'm not drinking. I've tried. Smoking, Lenana had very big fields, golf course. By the way, Lenana, we used to, when you're talking to girls, you don't say you're in Lenana. You say you're in Duke of York. The colonial name. And you're putting an accent. And of course, me, I was helped because my mom, when she was working for the BBC in London, that I was born in London. So I'm saying, yes, when I was born in London. And
you were born in London?
I was born in London. What do I say? So that time you're talking to a girl, you're put when I was able to talk. Yes, and I'm in Duke of York, and yes, we were just playing, 8 rounds of golf last week, and maybe sometime you come and I show you around, And I remember when I was born in London, and every third sentence, you were born in London. You remember?
Yes. You have to drop it there.
But this time now with these guys, they're smoking. So I said, let me try. So one cigarette, even like 10 guys. Coughed like a fool. You're wasting cigarettes. Next day, let me try. Kidogo cough less. By the third day, I'm inhaling. By the fourth day, it's coming out of my nose, like the movies. And I'm saying, yes, I've got this. So when we go out, I'm drinking my soda, but my packet of cigarettes. Sportsman. Puffing. So these friends, they're talking to girls. Girls are laughing. And then a girl asked me, and you? Everything I had planned. Remember that? Do-do-do-do. Kudu. Blank. So I go, I'm asking my friends, what? See, I'm smoking. Said, you have not completed the assignment. Holiday. My dad's booze. Drinking, vomiting, drinking, what? Nausea. I was determined by the time I go back, I'll be able to drink so that I can get a girlfriend or it will kill me. One of the above. By the time I went back, I could drink a full beer. And I was even enjoying the taste. And the first time we went out and the girl asked, now wait. Stories until girls from other tables. By the way, no. Let me tell you.
What do you bring to the table?
No. Jesus, thank you. Problem solved. And let me tell you, today, when you see me like this, I'm just handsome. But those days, I was extremely, extremely, extremely handsome. You say it 3 times. You say extremely 3 times. So I'm cracking jokes. Studies. Girls are coming. Problem solved. After a while, I'm drinking 1 beer. I don't feel anything. 2. Now I need 2. And I don't know that there's something called tolerance. you know, you need more of the drug to get the same effect. And by the way, to us, alcohol and tobacco are not drugs. Drugs is heroin, cocaine, cannabis. These are not drugs. These are alcohol, this is tobacco. Cigarettes, they're legal. They're sold in the shops. Now, some guys half a beer or one beer, a guy is gone. Some guys, 1.5 beers. Some few guys, 2 beers. I'm in Form 2, I've reached 3 beers, 4 beers. Now remember, primary, girls are not the issue. It's boys. I climb a tree, you climb a higher tree. I jump from a wall, you jump from a higher wall. Now here is who can drink the most. So me late kama, like Black Mamba, bicycle, the ones I've shaken. Now I'm the one drinking more than them. I'm the one telling people, well, go and sit with women. Why? If your body has refused alcohol, why are you forcing yourself? 1 beer, 2 beers, look at you, useless. By the time I'm reaching Form 3, now my friends have graduated, some of them from cigarettes to the big cigarettes, weed, bangi, puff. Say, no, me, I don't take drugs. So one time I think when in the field there are no cigarettes, I said, see, I try. And I'm being told it's your first time. And then the plane go. And I'm the pilot. Or so I thought. You are seeing a mountain. You are trying to turn the plane. It is going through the mountain. It is doing CG what? It is rolling. I am standing there seeing my body. I am seeing myself laughing. I am telling myself to stand up. I am not standing. I'm asking myself, why am I laughing? I'm just laughing. I'm telling myself to do whatever. Myself is not listening. Finally, I told God, help me land this plane and I will never enter it again. The plane is coming nicely to land, it takes off again. Finally, it landed. I never touched weed again till Form 6. And even Form 6, when I tried bad, I never touched again until I found a derivative of it in India, Wengbeng, which somebody else took, and that one allowed me not to take. So I'm just on this pombe and cigarettes. But now tolerance, where do you hide 6 beers? 6 beers you are drinking in one city. You are drinking almost every weekend. Where are you going to hide enough beers for 3 months, one term?
In school.
In school. So somebody said, let's try Changa. Okay? Now,
beer is bulky.
Now we used to go out of school to buy food. Sometimes we felt the food is not enough. So you go there, informal settlement. Along there, you buy. In fact, it was called going across the fence, across in short. So you used to go initially from 1 etc. to buy chapos, but the prefects used to send us for cigarettes and changa. And we were asking, how do you drink changa? Changa is for failures, useless people, homeless people. Now, at one point, 3rd form, we said, let's take a sip. So you take a sip, the effect is the same as the beer. So we say, see, now this will solve our problem of whatever. We can now be drinking this. But the problem, how do we change the narrative that it's for failures, homeless? So one guy said, this thing is made by Kenyan mothers, grandmothers. It's a Kenyan product. Why are we drinking this foreign? Drink Kenya, build Kenya.
Build Kenya.
Now, how are you going to drink here? So the prefect sends you go and buy. You bring plus their cigarettes, but you used your own money. So the prefect who has sent me, I go to their study, I knock, I brought, and I return him his money. This is what's going on. I bought for you. Can I have some? You drink. Eh. He opens the door, he's checking the corridor, his house master, is it? No. Puts a glass. Pop. Pause. Half a glass. Tells you drink. As if you're drinking water. Nothing at him. Go. Thank you. You smoke, yeah. There. You remove. You take a puff. Another one. A third one. A fourth one. A fifth one. Hold it inside. Then you blow out very little smoke. Now prefect is laughing. He has put his glass. He's pouring. You're drinking. Cheers. You're drinking with the prefect. You're smoking with the prefect. What are you? Baby prefect. Government within. Government. Now in the mornings, very early, 6, you're awake. This is now Form 1, Form 2. You rush, shower, nini. You make your bed, shower. If you're on dining room duty, you go, you lay the table.
At this time, okay.
Even from 3, you're making your bed, kuna inspection after breakfast, and you are making our house master. I'm sure it's long past. Ex-British Army, Mr. Grimshaw. You make your bed with military precision. And the corners like this, you can measure with set square, 90-degree angle. You polish your shoes in the boot room. You are wearing stockings, because up to Form 4, you're wearing shorts. Stockings have gaiters. So this thing of stockings going, these things you see now, the students wearing ties like mbusis with the rope. Your tie is up to your neck. There's no story, there's no button, it's loose. Everything perfect. So after breakfast, you stand next to your bed. The prefect comes around. Inspection. First, how you made your bed, then your shoes, your socks, hair, everything.
This is around 3 years into drinking. Have your parents started suspecting anything?
Nothing.
How?
Nothing.
How?
There's no effect. Effects, not yet. Effects,
so
not,
now you drink and you don't stagger, you don't need...
Nothing.
So why are you drinking? Why are you drinking?
So you get high, but you're not puking, staggering, misbehaving.
So the fun is not in the staggering.
No, this is what we are now already by Form 2. I'm telling guys, why are you insisting? And your body has refused. The guys drank 1 beer, staggering, puking on guys.
So the fun is not in the staggering, in the losing yourself.
No. When I see people how they drink today, if you don't get drunk, where's the fun? You don't know yourself. You are puking. You are talking crap. Where's the fun in that? You are out of control.
So the fun is in, you can take 6 beers and hang out with your dad and they don't suspect anything.
No. Yes. Even this one I'm telling you of the prefect. Now you've woken late because you were drinking with that guy. So you just took guys are woken. So you just wake your bed sheets. No time to polish your shoes. You can't find one gutter. Now you're standing for inspection. One stocking is down. Your bed is not made. And your friends are saying, today he will know. So the prefect comes, he reaches you. Now they're waiting for you to get punishment. The prefect is asking you, is your head achy? Saying, yeah. Saying, even mine, today don't buy changa from that lady. It seems it has a problem. Buy somewhere else. And government within government.
Now,
but I'm going to class. Isn't the teacher smelling the alcohol? I've been drinking with the prefect till 3 a.m. I'm awake at 6. And I'm smoking. I'm going to class. By 8, I'm in class. Why isn't that? And we are not, maybe in that class, we're even 3 of us. Why isn't that teacher smelling that alcohol?
Sawa. So now, mpaka hapa, do we attribute your entry to alcohol to access? Access in the sense that your parents had alcohol in the house, right? Your parents were from a higher social class, so somehow that's neither here nor there, because by the time you're getting introduced to alcohol, you're you don't want to disappoint your parents. So there's a standard they've set with you, right? But so do we blame your entry to alcohol to access, yeah, it was available, so you had something to practice with, or peer pressure was too much for you?
Now, what is peer pressure? Peer pressure is the one where you are being told, drink. And the way that works, if you're working with this group, if you're in our gang, if you're in our group, we drink, we smoke, which is what we did to guys when we were in Form 6, Form 5 and 6, Aga Khan High, where we formed a group called the Magnificent Seven. Okay? And there was one guy, Alex, who only drank alcohol, but he didn't smoke. And we said,
Alex.
Yes. We said, if you are in this group to make up number 7, you must smoke. And we introduced him to cigarettes in Form 5. But mine was, I couldn't talk to girls. And I was told or misled that girls like bad boys. Guys who break the rules, who don't follow rules.
Did that, okay, to the extent, yeah. Do you want girls just for the vibe of having girls, to satisfy the feeling of you're feeling funny about them? And interesting observation. I've never thought of it like that, because it's true. That observation is true. In primary school, we didn't even want girls in our team. Like, we are playing football. No, as in, you understand? And then the game changes in high school, you understand?
So you are growing.
Sawa, but do you want girls just for the vibe of having girls? Ama, this is also another vice that is creeping up in your life.
Let's not even talk about sex. This is now, your body is changing. Your hormones, you are being now attracted, and yet you can't talk to them. So this is a very loud guy who talks to anybody. Suddenly you are tongue-tied. And don't forget, you are going to a girls' school for debate or drama club or whatever. And a lot of these things, I was in those clubs. Not because of what? Now, after, there's a dance, or you are socializing. So you, guys are dancing. You are standing against a wall with one leg up on the wall. You've identified that girl there. You are saying the next song. So as this song is finishing, you start moving. You are starting moving. When you reach her, you say the next song. You come back, you stand. So you are called a floater. You have no partner. And where you are standing, somehow we would all be together, standing on the wall with one leg up on the wall. Was called Floater's Corner.
Nice. So now, in retrospect,
yes,
what would have been the alternative for you? There's someone watching, and they probably are going to find themselves in that fix. Other than alcohol, because I've had a choice to do that too. The first time I'm getting on the big stage for comedy, my friends are like, if you're afraid to face the audience, piga kitu. You understand? For you, what is the alternative? What do you think would have been the alternative that would have given you the confidence to talk to girls such that alcohol would not have been an option?
See, you would have just been taught how to socialize, how to be self-confident, know yourself. This is what I found out much later. You hear this subject called life skills. That is what it is about. Who are you as a boy? When a girl starts getting boobs or the first period and nobody has told her, she thinks she's dying. Those things are, remember, birds and the bees.
So if you had learned about how to socialize, that would have changed the trajectory of your life.
You see, we are learning how to socialize. You see, and like, okay, Hospital Hill was mixed. But how many schools, including girls' schools and boys' schools, are boys only, primary and high school? So when do they learn to? That's why these debates, you see, you are being taken to girls' schools. There are functions being done with, because Lenana is boys only. Nairobi School, all these were boys. But you are being taken to Loreto Convent, Valley Road, blah, blah, all these other schools, so that you can mix and learn to socialize with members of the opposite sex in a correct manner. Nobody is telling us this. Don't forget, in my time, if you are a girl in school, you get pregnant, you're expelled. Even if your father is who, you're expelled. End of story. Why isn't the boy expelled? Because these are not miraculous conceptions. And to date, we still have this thing. We are singing boy child, boy child. How much is our society skewed against females to date? Don't forget, it's only juicy where women could have bank accounts. You couldn't have a bank account. Your husband or your father.
Hey Dave, unajua nitarudi kwa mama yako being a don. Hakuwa na bank account.
You are joking, my friend.
Don't
you
say
are
that.
joking.
You
are joking. This lady of McKinney Schools, Mrs. Okello, former owner of McKinney Schools. See, these are the people who pushed even women working in banking. How many places to date do they say women can't work? You see a lady now Safari Rally, which it's like a big thing. You see a lady driving matatu, see a lady pilot. These things should have been normalized long ago. Yet we are now starting to shout boy child, boy child.
Dave, your mom was a don. Hiyo kitambo. Are you saying she was a don, top author, na hana bank account?
My mom's father, when my mom was to go abroad, the father is being asked, girls, abroad to do what? See, that one amefika matriculation, she can write, read, kidogo bas. Now this one aenda ole, marriage. And the father insisted, my mother, the sisters, you must read. To the highest level. Now, look at today. That was before I was born. 40s, 50s. Look at today. How many girls are told if there's an option of paying for one? Single mothers, how many tribes are in Kenya? 54. How many? Single mothers are, if there are 54, single mothers are the 55th tribe.
Yes.
Where are all those fathers?
Okay.
And by the way, you see this thing, daughters of Jezebel. They're eating my money. If this girl is making your heart beat, Kideke or Kedeke, what was that song? Kedike.
Yes.
This girl is making you happy. You are walking, people are asking you, you won the lottery. Why? You look so happy. You are going on a date or you've come from a date. Then now, you are dating. I've bought you lunch. I've bought you lunch for what? I've bought you dinner. I've taken you out to a movie. I've taken you out to a club or whatever, to Uhuru Park. Is it I'm buying sex from you? Such that you are saying she has eaten my money. Eaten your money how? Okay, you want back the ring you bought, the necklace you bought her, the shoes. Even you refund the happiness she gave you. Now you find boys, you see how we are calling them boy child. That is a very correct description, because these are actually children in men's bodies with such poor egos, but because you are dating. Wazungu say, how many frogs do you kiss before you meet the prince? So we are dating, we start, it's not working. The next one, how many people did my mother date before she settled on my father, and vice versa? But here, if I drive all the way through 3 countries with an axe and come and chop off your head. That one, if I can't have you, kwani you own me. So I don't want to digress on that, but it is also connected with this thing I'm telling you about life skills. We don't know ourselves.
So your parents did their best, but
Yes.
hapo tu kwa life skills,
Yes.
if they had imparted that in some way, right?
No, there was the life skills, but when it's this one of the birds and the bees, that is the specific part. Respect your elders, blah, 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 up to today. Eh? I think you are one of your crew members who got us. He can attest. We are coming to our door, I let Kate pass first. That's the way I was brought up.
Hiyo debate ya hizo mambo zingine,
Yes.
we can have
So
a
those
special...
life skills, we are, but the birds and the bees.
Kuna vitu mingi
Elephant
umesema,
in the
a lot of things you've said zenye that would lead us into a rabbit hole. But then again, hapa kwa alcohol, you drink, you don't stagger, you don't nini. And then you said, there's a word you used, ati your parents have not noticed because you have not started seeing, you said consequences or the problems that...
You see, there were mouth sprays. Chewing gum, mouth spray, onions. You chew onions.
You chew onions.
Yes, garlic. There were what do you call them? Chewing gum, toothpaste. There's a point I had reached where I would pour, and you learn some of the drinks, like vodka, have less of a smell. Like gin, have less of a smell than, say, whiskeys or rums, etc., or wines.
Yes.
But even if you pour alcohol, so you
to your throat directly,
and it goes direct here, no smell.
Oh, so you're not drinking with your mouth. You're direct irrigation.
Direct. No smell. No need of chewing gum, no need.
You time your throat.
Yes.
Ingie to direct.
Yes.
It's a feeling.
Yes, but where's
so
the fun?
But
where's the fun in that? But you see, when we're in school, you see, when you are a young person, you know that adults are stupid. All. And they're stupid in this order. The most stupid are parents. Number 2 stupid, teachers. Number 3 stupid, any other adult. Because growing up, you're either between parent or teacher. All the time. Either holidays, you're with your parents, school time, and you actually more time with your teachers. 9 months out of every 12. Form 4, we are brewing. Because that thing you asked of politician, what access to alcohol, by Form 3, you see now pocket money Lenana used to be, I think it was something like 200 shillings, maximum for the whole term, which you give the pocket money master. So every Friday you go, you sign for like 5 bob or 10 bob to go to the...
And that's a lot of money then.
In primary school, my pocket money was 50 cents. I would buy a soda, crisps, popcorn, something, and I still have change, like 20 cents. So now some kids are from backgrounds where they don't have pocket money. At one point, even this 200, we are seeing is not enough. So you are stealing from home. Some kids, there's nothing to steal from home, so they're stealing from fellow students, things. So me, home now, everything is being locked.
Oh, they've started seeing the signs.
I was stealing from my mom's handbag first and my father's wallet. It's like they go do it. They found. So every time, and they don't know. So now they come, the way Mzee would throw his coat on the chair, he removes his wallet, he puts in his back pocket. Mom would lock her handbag in the bedroom. So what I would do when they are bathing, I go, evil. So it's like they realize. So now I would pick something like a camera. You see Mzee has bought a new camera or another radiogram, something small, which I would take to the Mama Pima, the lady who sells changa. She tells me this one X number of bottles, and others doing the same. But we all started with steal. Now, those who could not steal from home were stealing from fellow students. Now, even home, it got to a point where parents are realizing, and this is Form 4, and by Form 4, my 2 brothers are also in Lenana. And we all ended up in Tomboya House. So they have realized during holidays is when things get lost. So it is the boys who must be stealing. Now, which one? Is it one of them or all of them?
But the suspects are together.
No, but so they knew it's us.
But they don't know who.
Because my sister is in day school. When we're in boarding, nothing disappears. So now what they did,
now your brothers, do your brothers know that you have picked a new behavior? Do you influence them, or you have decided to go that path alone?
My brothers also started smoking from my cigarette butts in the house.
Is there a communication where you can smoke together? We had Issa's brother, Habib, on the show, and he said that the time Issa caught him smoking, karibu ampige vibaya sana, and because of the sense of responsibility, tusijaribu hizo vitu karibu na mimi. Is that different with you?
Now, I got all my brothers to smoke. Okay? My sister, the last born, who now went to pick our butts, the 3 brothers we combined and clobbered her almost to death.
So for you, the brothers, it was okay. So you introduce your brothers to smoking.
Yes.
Your sister is where you draw the line.
Yes. Okay? And now, many years later, my sister who's in the US, based in the US, she's the last born, had heart problems. And we later came to think, had we allowed her to smoke, my sister would not be alive today. But you see, my brothers didn't continue for long with that smoking.
How do you introduce them?
How do you introduce they would see me smoking.
You aren't hiding. Kwani you don't have snitches?
No.
As mtu akikufind ukismoke, they don't snitch.
Firstborn.
They join you.
Firstborn Buddha. Firstborn. Ebu cross firstborn.
Or you are a dictator from the beginning.
Firstborn. And me, I was a good guy. Like the time we crashed Fade's car in the garage in the house, I told my bro, don't say you are with me. Let me take.
Oh, so they owed you.
Yeah? No, I was, let's say my word was law.
Okay. So you get them smoking, but they don't enjoy it. They don't do it for long.
So it's that one I'm smoking, so they come, monkey see, monkey do. I told you, can I try? So a guy tries. And one of my brothers is just 1 year younger than me.
Yes.
Then the other one. But them, they just went for some time. They saw. But by that time, my sister also, same thing.
She tried.
What all my brothers, even me, let me. What are you doing? And it's the capiz we've thrown. She goes to light. What? We clobbered. We didn't even say, no. It was spontaneous.
You united.
Yes. And she never touched.
Oh, it worked.
It worked. She never touched. When I'm telling you, we beat her almost to death. I mean it.
So it is rather you kill her than cigarettes kill her.
Yes. If you put it that way.
Sawa. So now things start to disappear. These are the signs now of like you getting the problem. Like these are the signs that it's becoming a problem.
And my marks, of course.
Oh, affected your performance
Of
too.
course.
Okay.
So now I'm going to the last quarter.
Yes.
I think we used to be 30 in a class. So now those guys report 25. And Mzee was, when you reach home, in order, firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, Mzee ako hapo, report. Hakuna, how was school? Hi, Dad. You are saying hi as, then you stand. Next, stands. He opens. You are standing. In the headmaster now. No. So now it got to a point, mind you, just put on the table. He deals with these guys. So and so you have slipped down. Slipped down, a guy has come from number 5 to number 6. A guy has gone from number 10 to number 12. Okay, go, David. Let's see. You know, my reports were like Harambe stars. If they lose, it's normal. So I'm 25, 26, 27. If I'm below 25, he says you have tried. But usually I was between 25 and 30.
So now, your dad is a professor, I believe, right? By then already. Ama, bado haja climb the ranks. He's a professor, right? So he didn't have an assessment here. He knows you're not stupid, right? He doesn't get tempted to know where the problem is coming.
Addicts, we blame people and things.
You are already an addict.
No, I was on the road. But you see, what you are telling yourself, what I'm telling myself, is the same thing I'm telling my parents, because I know I'm not stupid. There's a teacher who doesn't like me. I was sick. And you know, for my folks, once I say sick,
You used to explain yourself out of every situation.
Yes. An addict always has an answer. An addict always has an answer.
And your dad being the smart person, he never
even
catches
my
you.
mom was an educationist. My mom spoke 6 or 7 languages, by the way, fluent, including Baganda, Luya, etc. Huh?
And
an educationist throughout. There's something I run right now since I left rehab called Grace of God. You and I read libraries, which incorporates Grace of God scholarships. Because to my mom, education, I believe, same with my dad, if you could give somebody an education, is better than a job, money, what?
Because that's what changed her life.
People would come for job, they would be asked, do you have children? Yes. If I can't give you a job, but I can educate your children, which do you prefer? Scholarships, she used to run, not for people from the constituency game only, anywhere in Kenya. The school which I was talking about, Dad's funeral, it actually belonged to my mom, which they donated to the government to make a university, which they have not done. And I was reminding them at Dad's funeral, there's a clause which says, if they don't make it into a university, that whole property reverts back to the Ogot family. So even my mom was an educationist. My mom used to sit me down with Kiswahili, with mathematics. Oh, by the way, my dad is known as a historian, but he's a mathematician. He's a mathematician. He just opted to go, but he's a mathematician.
And then, as you start stealing,
yes,
aren't you worried of the person you're becoming? Because at the time you're getting introduced to drugs, you stand on principle. I don't do that. Aren't you worried about the person you're becoming?
But now they have money, but they don't understand me. Eh? They don't understand me. You see, an addict, nobody understands me. You are on the way. Even when I was stealing the money, I'm saying now, these few hundred shillings, to them, they won't notice.
Do you think that also plays a role into how deep you go, that there is a certain level of money that your mom wouldn't feel is gone? Your dad wouldn't feel is gone.
Or if they found out, they would assume it's the people who work for them.
Is that also a part of the problem?
What?
Like your parents' relationship with money in terms of if they had decided to dig deep into where this money is going, like reprimand the three of you to get to the bottom of it, because I'm assuming they never brought it up.
Yeah, but you see, how do you bring it up? Everybody will say no. Dad will say, where this radio, there was a radio here. Where is it? There's an old camera. Where has it gone? Has somebody seen it? Then it will just pass. Because we'll all say no.
Which means this creates a conducive environment for you to steal and steal and steal and graduate. So you're graduating in vices.
But you see now, when we couldn't steal from 4, then somebody said, but let's brew. How difficult can it be? If our grandmothers, our mothers, who never went to school, are brewing, and as we've done chemistry, you see. So somebody says, oh, jerry can, somebody says yeast, all these things. So we got. By now we're in Form 4, we have studies, little cubicles. We are not now in the common room doing preps. So, see, we've made our concoctions. Everybody has like two jerry cans in their cubicle. Now, after some days, you can smell something alcoholic from, even as you approach the house, from outside. Then, the housemaster comes after announcement, says, can we have our prayers? One of the brewers was the one doing the prayer. So that minute you say, can we bow our head to pray? That few seconds of silence. One of the jerry cans, you see it's fermenting nicely. So everybody froze, the brewers, waiting for the housemaster to ask, what is that sound?
Yes.
Now, prayer, please.
Mm.
So the guy prays with a shaky voice, housemaster goes. Then this is why I was saying adults are stupid. Ears which don't hear, noses which don't smell, eyes which don't see. Because the housemaster would do impromptu inspection, even at 2 a.m. Boop! He enters the dormitory to check that everybody's there. But he's just got a torch. He goes around, he's counting, he goes. That shape he's seeing in that bed, he's not lifting the blanket to see, is that a human being or it is dirty clothes and tiles have been conjured like somebody sleeping, and as we had Limuru girls. We've gone to the house, stolen father's car.
Ati you are where?
Limuru girls or some other girls' school. There was a dance.
Dave.
Yes. Yes. You've gone, you've stolen father's car.
Umetoka shule,
Yes.
you steal your father's car.
Yes. With my cronies. Then we go, then you return the car by 5 a.m. You enter those buses.
Where is your father now?
He's out of town. Mother is out of town. Sikuna housemate. Housemate, you go and danganya. My boys, you have gone, I've tied the dogs. I'm danganyaring housemate with some story. I've been sent to collect something. My buddies are pushing the car out of the drive.
Push? Oh, you're not driving it out?
No, pushing.
Okay.
Out.
So now,
Yes.
hii shule ya wasichana, what are you going to do then?
See, there was a dance. There was something.
At a girls' school?
Yes, we were not invited. We get crushed.
Na munaingia na gari?
Yes. Girls like tough guys.
So you guys are...
Even when I was in Aga Khan. Roll call, present. You go upstairs to the toilet or the library. We used to call it parachuting. You know, next to Aga Khan, there's a place called Jugunas, which used to be like a kioski, roast meat weekends, beer, you are sitting on benches with flies. Go and see in Jugunas today. That is one of the places I say I'm a shareholder with no shares.
Your father taught you how to drive, ama you learned how to drive so that you can steal the car?
I learned how to drive myself.
So
I was driving by the age of 13.
So your father, does he know you know how to drive?
No. And by the way, by Form 5, we were stealing cars. We were wiring Peugeot 504s. We were wiring. You steal the car, you drive. That's what, let me try. Wherever the petrol will finish, you leave it there.
Or you're not stealing until you go and sell it.
No.
You're just stealing for fun.
Girls' school. You see this thing I'm telling you, parachuting. That bag I'm carrying, my parents think it's books. It is my civilian clothes. You go to the toilet, you change. You jump out of the library or toilet window, we called it paratrooping. You go. Even if you have no car you have stolen, there's something called hitchhiking. You just stand like this, cars will stop. Where are you going? They drop you.
So your father does not know how you know how to drive. You steal the car, you return it. He doesn't know anything.
Yes. Until one day, I didn't tie the dog properly. The dog escaped. My friends had to jump in the car and start it. I came out, I had the commotion, so I'm also shouting, telling them, no, let me go. I have to go. So I'm trying to shout so that she doesn't hear dogs barking the car.
Yes.
Now, what I didn't notice, they didn't close the garage doors. So at one point, she sees the garage doors are open. She calls my uncle. My uncle calls the police.
Your mom now?
No, the house help.
Okay.
My mom and dad are not there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So what happens? Then she mentions to my uncle, when he's already called the police, that David was here. And my uncle says, no, that is David. So somewhere on Valley Road, now we are going back, there's a police car coming down. Then we say, like the movies, just see the blue light, it turns, it comes,
follows
it parks.
you guys.
And those days on the insurance sticker was the name of the owner. So we are stopped, they come, they check the insurance, they see my dad's name. So we are escorted back. My uncle is waiting. The car is there. We are dropped in school. Now my uncle takes us back. So hakuna story of sneaking in. So we are already in trouble in school. We're already in trouble at home.
Yes.
So dad is asking, I was saying it was a friend who was driving. Okay? It was a friend who was, and I'll say this thing of stupid, because even the time I started stealing motorbikes, where I even stole my first bike, I painted it the registration number of my dad's car, KRM 899. And it was parked next to my dad's car. And my dad is not asking, how comes your bike's number plate is the same number plate as my car? I told you, adults, stupid. Parents, stupid. Teachers, stupid. Parents, number one, stupidity. Eyes which don't see.
Akuna, was it, okay, you didn't have anything to fear from your dad. Like, there were no consequences of your actions. Because, like, where are you getting the courage?
My friend, do you know this thing of kids today, kiboko, that you can, my friend, there was a bush in one of the places we stayed. Actually, the last place of my parents I stayed before going, there was a bush there. Now, depending on your offense, there was a 1 kiboko offense, you go, you pluck 1 kiboko. There was 2 kiboko offense, and there was the worst one, 3 kiboko offense. Kibokos. What of school? Bullying. So yes, we were the era of bullying. Yeah, but it was not this stupid thing of today where you are killing kids or maiming kids. This was play football with your nose with a 50-cent coin, etc.
So you don't fear all these consequences now that we've established?
My thing was simple. I've cosaid. So if I'm caught, yeah, so you have caned me, we're equal. So I cosaid you, I did whatever I did.
Yes.
You have caned me, I felt pain. Tuko sare.
Tuko sawa.
We are okay. That's if you are caught.
Oh, so you don't count on being caught, but you've already rationalized the consequences.
High school, how many things did I instigate? Eh? But when guys were caught, me, I'm not there. That time I stole the bike, we were the first guy. I was the first guy. Painted it black in white.
A motorbike?
A motorbike. Yamaha 175 DT. KRM 899, my father's number plate. Now, now guys want to ride. And I'm hiding it at a friend's place once. So I'm refusing. Then guys are saying, see this thing, we are the one who showed you how to start these bikes with a screwdriver. Oh, you are refusing. He gets a screwdriver, he goes. So suddenly in that Woodley area, every weekend bikes. And parents are not wondering. And we're all saying, it's my friend's bike, he has gone home. I'm looking after it. And parents are not wondering. Then I'm seeing in another field there, I'm seeing this post and telecommunications van. It just comes, it parks. Nobody's coming out. No, something told me no. So I went, there were pinball machines at the shopping center. This is precursor to video games. I broke it, took out the cash box, bought a bike, a legal bike from some Mauritians, a chopper, which needed repair. A week or so later, that post and telecommunications van was special branch. And that time special branch, somebody just comes and says, I'm special branch. You will pee on yourself. They have marked where all these bikes are. They arrive with a lorry. Your parents are told, your son has stolen bike. You are called. Where's your son, so-and-so? So, where's the piki? You've had special branch. You take them where you have hidden. They load it on the lorry. They go to the next house, till they came to my parents' house. Dad is called, he calls me. Now, me, I'm looking up there. And remember, I am extremely, extremely, extremely handsome. I'm looking up there and telling them, now they are full in the lorry there with the bikes. See, I told you not to steal bikes. You didn't listen.
Your friends.
I'm telling them, and the police, that they're saying I'm the ringleader. I'm the one who started this. Saying, my dad knows. That's the bike I've been trying to fix. And my dad said, in our family, we don't like bikes. There was another bike he had here, but he said it was his friend's. He had returned it. This is the one he has been trying to fix, and we were quite happy. We were not even going to help him fix. We were even praying he won't fix it, because in our family, bikes killed an uncle. And me, I'm there, I'm telling the policeman. And that time, my voice, and I'm very innocent and very handsome. I told you people, The crime doesn't pay.
And they didn't snitch on you.
They snitched, but I am there. I have a bike. I have a logbook. The police are looking at the bike. They are seeing it's in various, the engine is down, whatever. I've given them the Mauritians numbers. I'm staying just there. The bike mechanics from Mauritius settled in Kenya. ETC. There's nothing stolen. I'm saying they are saying this because I told them not to steal.
Okay.
And now that they have been caught. And they were high school, so many things.
At what point do your parents, na hizi visanga zote, at what point do your parents know that here there's a problem?
In Lenana, when you are leaving Form 4 and the Form 6s, there's a message which comes from the headmaster to the housemaster, which is read at the Last Supper, which we have. This is Christmas, what. Then to Form 4s, so and so and so. The headmaster wishes you come back. Maybe it was good in sports, academics. But I had a special message from the headmaster, Mr. Minor, nicknamed Kung Fu. David Ogot, I wish you the well wherever you will go. But even if you get 6 marks, 6 points, which is the highest, you are not coming back to this school. So all that smoke that's never caught in you is just I've never been caught. I mean, at home, now my parents, one time I'm walking on Kenyatta Avenue, I'm smoking, my dad comes around the corner. You see this? You see this? This.
Yes,
I held that cigarette like this.
Oh, you
like
saw
this.
You saw him
There
first.
was no time to.
You saw him first.
I saw him first. But he had seen me.
Smoking.
Because he told me many years later, I suspected you had a cigarette and that's why I talked to you for long. I wanted to see how long it would last without. That is this mark. I've never forgotten.
That is.
But otherwise, they never saw me. My mother, I was invited to India. Before I went to India officially or exported, I had been invited by Indian government for a writer's workshop. So we went with my mom, New Delhi. By Indian government, I told you my novels and what I'm all over media and so on and so forth. So even with the drinking. Even there, I was smoking, my mom never saw. Yet we're in the same hotel, her room is here, my room is here.
That move by your dad was a masterstroke. He saw you, he was...
No, he said he thought. He wasn't sure.
He knew you were holding something in your hand.
He thought it was a cigarette. But he wasn't sure.
Na wewe unakuwa nyama choma.
And I'm smiling and I'm talking with him. Do you know that thing when you are young? Yeah? Even when we were riding motorcycles in town, Kencom. So girls have come from, you see girls, from the time it started. So you're trying to do a wheelie. The bike angushas you down. Yes. You know, you just get up, you're okay. That's just, when you've gone round the corner, my friend, do you know tarmac, Lamy? Lamy is a very merciless teacher. That is when you come off the bike. By that time, you get... So me, I'm holding the cigarette. I'm talking to him normally. And that's why even I did my A-levels. You know, even A-levels, going into Form 5, we were made prefects in waiting. Third term, 2 of us from the Magnificent 7. And you know, we are going to girls' schools daytime. Remember that thing I told you, hitchhiking. So you are in school number 1, and in those days, there's no Google what you can Google mysteries. You have to compose. So you are telling Jane, you know, Jane, you are the only sugar in my tea, you know, etc.
That used to work.
And it used to work.
Hey, the game has changed.
Yeah. So, and you're wearing civilians. Now, Jane is here, you are talking to her, then you see a teacher or some teachers coming. Who is this in the school compound? And of course, they are saying you are not adult. So she's coming, or the teacher is coming. But you are still talking to Jane, Then the teacher comes. Who are you? What are you doing here? Yeah, you know, I just came to see, you know, and I'm tall, and I'm wearing platforms which are 6 inch. So I'm like 6'3". Yeah, I just came to see whatever. and you're talking very politely. So she says, okay, just finish and go. So when she turns, just as she's turning, she can't see you do this. So Jane is thinking, my tough guy, you see, he's even telling. But she doesn't know the teacher has already turned. And then you leave, you're in the next school, telling Susan, you're only been in my Githeri. Then you're in the third school, then you hitchhike back, you change into uniform.
These vibes used to work.
They used to work.
Do you know how miserable Githeri kona bin moja is? Do you know? Sawa.
They used to work.
So now...
You know, I'll pull the moon for you.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know those cowboy lassos? I'll pull the moon for you.
Aye.
Yeah.
So now, first of all, you've not told us, was Lenana Brewery successful?
Oh, now, when we felt this thing was ready, we sieved it nicely. It looked like pineapple juice, but smelled like alcohol.
Okay.
It was thick like Moratina.
Okay.
So we poured into glasses. We are telling each other, cheers, cheers. So you drink fast. So it looks like alcohol, smells like alcohol, but we are not sure.
But you don't trust each other, PM.
No,
you want to see.
We are not sure.
Yes.
Then somebody, young people, we always have very bright ideas. There's something called a rabo call. First and second formers were called rabos. So you just stand wherever you shout, Rabon! They all come running. Yes, sir. They fall in line. You stay. The rest of you dismiss. You give the guy the glass. Drink. Yes, sir. So you're looking at the guy. How are you feeling? How does it taste? See, now you are taught in sciences, when you are doing an experiment, you must monitor. See me after an hour. Guy comes. This is now evening time. How are you feeling? Okay. When you wake up, first thing, see me. Guy comes. How are you feeling? How did you sleep? Very well. We are looking at each other. Sour. Cheers. Kenya Bureau of Standards. They've tested. Suppose any of those kids died.
Oh, yes.
Because we didn't know.
Yes.
What saved us? Those were brews, fermented. Okay? The worst they could get is bad stomach, diarrhea, something. If it had been distillated, the so-called spirits, where there are different types, of which the only one we can safely consume is ethanol. If you add an M in front of it, is methanol, and there are so many other types of alcohol which are totally poison. We would never have said. And then there would have been mothers somewhere crying, pulling out their hair, crying, screaming, if my child, you wanted alcohol, she would have just told us. Now, what is this? Kumbe, those ones you answer when you reach. But thank God.
When you drank it, did it give you the effect that you wanted?
Yes.
You were successful?
Yes. And that solved one of our very big problems.
Your mom gets in government after you have, as in you learn about your mom getting in government after you come from India. So how does India come about? As you explained to us, now government access, how government access changes your life now?
India, when I cleared my A's, by this time, the drinking now, that other one you could drink during holidays, during half-term. But by Form 4, this has become DDO, Daily Drinking Officer. You have to drink every day. Form 5 and 6, Aga Khan High, next to ABC Place. That is where we now became masters of shoplifting.
So addiction and stealing.
How do you maintain the supply?
Now, as in stealing was the only option. Like you can't, as in your family has money. So as in
a school trip. There were so many other cons. School trip, uniform was stolen, shoes are burst.
And they don't ask. So there's no accountability for the money you're getting.
Give an alcoholic who drinks daily 50,000 shillings now. He's already planning, or she's already planning for when this man, it's never enough. Because it's going to finish. You're already planning. You are always in that stage of where is the, I've got 50K, it's going to finish. Then what's next?
So with addiction, no money is enough. So even if your parents have money, you still con them, but you still need to steal.
You see, you drink according to your pocket. For example, I am at Adams, I have no money. I want to go and drink changa in town or whatever, meet my buddies in town. And me, in India, I had all India permit. I drank everywhere, whichever state. Kenya, I had all Kenya permit. It's like a trailer driver.
What is that? Is that like a formal license to drink?
I am drinking in Karamaindo. Akamba bus was next to Modern Green. You guys are going to Mombasa. So you booked your tickets. You're waiting for 9 o'clock. You're having 1-1. Me, I'm there with my guitar, doing funny things, combo phone. Guys say, aye, they're buying. Then say, I wish you were coming with us. I say, see, I can come. But you don't have clothes. See, Mombasa is hot. I'll buy a t-shirt. You're serious, eh? We book for you, eh? They go and book. We arrive in Mombasa at 4 a.m. We go to a club. Them, they're waiting for daytime. They go their shughlis. I'm in Mombasa with my guitar and no money. Guys start laughing. Guys are coming back to Nairobi. I wish you were coming. Are you buying? Buy the ticket. They're going to Nanyuki. They're going where? That's how I used to travel.
You don't even need to have money.
See by this time, there are guys you're conning. They are the stupid guys who come in and say, hey, yesterday, you didn't buy me pombe. You thought I'll not get money. Look, what is this? Look, what is this? Look, what is it? Hey, we'll say, hallelujah. When you go to the toilet, tap, pap, pap.
Oh,
you have shown us where it all is. Yes. So I will steal from you, go and hide it somewhere, come and pretend I'm sleeping next to you, wake up with you, quote unquote, wake up, and help you look for your money. A man who stole it. Then I say, let me check. At least they didn't get mine. Let me buy you a drink, kutoa lock, while we see plan B. And it's your money. If you are stupid, our motto was, Kiswahili is not my mouth, but that one, something as your fundishwa, he who is not taught by the mother will be taught by the world. We were the world.
So now, you are in high school, you're already a published author. Aren't you making money from your books?
Now, what money? What money, my friend? Is your head even there?
But I have read your book in school.
You see this Modern Green, eh? Do you know the amount of alcohol I'm talking about that I consume personally in a day? Personally. How much money is needed plus the cigarettes? Before you reach, give them.
Oh, this is also...
It's a lot of money. So, what I was saying, if I'm in Adams, for example, and I want to go to town, and I meet you, I will gauge you. Oh, this one, 100 shillings. So I always have a story ending with, and that's why I need the 100 bob. So if you give me 100 bob, I will enter a matatu, 20 bob, going to town. If you give me 1,000 bob, I will cross the road, go to the wine shop, buy a quarter to drink on the way to town. If you give me 5,000 bob, I'll just go and drink across the road.
We've skipped to India.
Yes.
I understand that if not for your father, you would have been a pilot, and probably a pilot who kills people with...
That was after India.
That was after India?
That was after India.
Oh, for real?
Yes, but still drinking.
So by the time you go to India, they've already known there's a problem.
India, I went almost 3 years after my A-levels. And it's my parents. You see this workshop I went to with my mom, guest of Indian government. Now, at that workshop, some of the people at the High Commission misled my mom that in India, as a student, there'll be no access. For a student, you'll have no access to alcohol. Coming back, my mom told my dad. Then they asked around 1 or 2 people, and they were told, yeah, as a student, foreign student. No. So I said, "Bas, this is the place." You see how some people say they want to send their alcoholics to Saudi Arabia or these countries where there's no alcohol. Okay?
Yes.
So I was told India. And I fought going, not because India is a bad place, because I had also had those stories. When the actual thing is, in India, some states are dry. There's no alcohol, it's not sold, it's not legal. Some states are wet. And I landed in Rajasthan, very wet, very wet. And even before I went, I told my parents, I've always wanted to go to the US, even now. So I told my parents, why? All my siblings, I'm the firstborn, you're sending me to India, you see? They insisted. So I told them, I will go, because I don't want to disrespect you. Remember this thing you've been asking me all this time? My parents are not. When you see me, people would say, your son is very well behaved. Mask, nothing kifua. So I just told them very politely, okay, I will go, because I don't want to disrespect you. But the reading, you will come and read. They didn't pay attention. 4 years later, when I came back with nothing, and my mom, that airport, when I've met her, my dad is in Mombasa, and my mom is asking me on the way home, what will you tell your dad tomorrow? At least if you came with a degree. I asked my mom.
Oh, you had nothing?
Nothing. Even the clothes I had were bought at the embassy. By the embassy guys.
You went to the embassy naked?
I was homeless. I was homeless.
In India?
I was staying in the streets.
But the issue is not... No, you're staying in the street, but the issue is not money at home.
It's money.
Why? Oh, okay.
It's money. Because by now, I used to send people home, holidays. Oh, David is doing very well. Fake reports. That brought tea leaves from Kenya, sijui what, extra pocket money. See, I told you, adults, fools. Fools. But that my attempted suicide, third year, when my mom came, that's when she discovered everything.
You attempted suicide. You attempt suicide because you've disappointed your mom, or you want to get attention from her?
I gave up. There's any attempt, any statement of things which I started, I think, in high school, I'll kill myself. I think I started those stories around Form 6, after Form 6. My mom said, no. Give him what he wants. Give him what he wants. But my dad would ask you, you want to kill yourself? Okay. You are serious? I get you a rope, or I get you poison, or I drop you next to a highway, you jump. So that one you don't tell him. You see the way we manipulate, you know what works on who, what will not work on who. It's addicts survive by manipulation. Okay? I tell my parents, I want to drink. So I start crying. But these are fake tears. This life of mine, I don't know why I do this thing. Fake. But as I'm narrating my life, I'm realizing, anyway, I'm messed up. Now the tears become real. So whatever I then ask for, this is just one last chance to invest in this business. Now the tears have become real. Till they say, Apana. I know he's cried many times, but he's never cried like this. Come in the morning. Taken registration, license, what, nini. And you start the business very well, whatever it was. Until the first batch of money comes in. Then you go to celebrate. It angukas. You can't buy stock, you can't do what?
You are creative enough to come up with a business that can give money back, but your vice catches up with you that it goes nowhere.
No, let me tell you, and vice is a wrong word. Okay. Vice is a wrong word, because these are diseases. My t-shirts, which always have messages, one of my favorite ones says, just because I'm an addict doesn't mean I'm stupid. And somebody should actually do a research And you can start that research, whoever is watching this. Just look at the alcoholics in your family and ask yourself, are they very clever or very stupid? Or in between, average intelligence. You will find they're extremely clever. And as an alcoholic, how do you, I don't mug anybody by force. I've borrowed money from you 100 times. Each time you say, you will never lend me money again. In fact, you're going to call the cops. I meet you around the corner. I've cooked. I'm seeing you. I didn't know I'm going to go around that corner and see you. The few seconds before we meet, and I'm saying, hey, God is great. Do you know where I've come from? I've just banked 50,000 shillings and I'm saying that money you lent me 2 months ago, I'm going to pay you with interest. Then I'm meeting you. Surely, God, how great are you? Now, by the way, the check is clearing in 3 days. You just sort me out at 3K. You are hearing, I'm going to pay you with interest. You're even giving me 5 and ask for 3. I put it in the file. I've drank here on credit. I don't pass that road, I'm drinking here. I don't pass that road, I'm drinking there. I get money, I come, I pay this one. You can't be an alcoholic and stupid. You won't survive. How would you survive? My dad, the one if you tell him suicide, he'll ask you rope, poison. You go home, you stay 5 days, you look fresh. Suit, tie, bam, brush your teeth. Dad, you've carried brochures, IT college, Kimadi house. Dad, I want to do IT. He's looking for the con. I can pay by check. Yes. I can pay myself. Yes. Come tomorrow. You leave him the brochures. Morning you are there. Kimadi house. Upstairs. Finds a very nice young man. Yes, our college is this. Come, I show you. We enter a classroom. There are 2 or 3 ladies there, students, quote unquote. He comes back. He says, "Can I write a check to the young, handsome man at the reception?" Yes. How much is it for the semester? This much. And the young man says he'll also need a laptop, this, which gives him another brochure costing this much, which the college buys. Writes another check, or can I write one? Escorts me down. Dad, can I escort you downstairs? He's been given the receipt. We go downstairs. He gives me some extra money for fare and what? David, this time. Just be serious. In my head, I know he's thinking, thank you, God, this time. In my head, I'm thinking, stupid guy, you don't know. I go back upstairs. That young man is not the receptionist. His dad is a director. The 2 or 3 students are the receptionists. My dad has put in a check of X amount. The young man takes out cash equivalent, so the books will balance. Are we together on the front page? I give him his share as we are going to Caromaindo. End of semester, next, whatever. He's an IT college. On the letterhead, I am top of the class. My dad is giving me. Shida came at the end of the year graduation. David, this college, when are you calling us for graduation? David has disappeared. He goes to the college. He's told, but we have no boy by that, no person by that name registered here. But a whole year, every 3-4 months, I'm getting very good money. And I'm in good books with the. So that time, you don't go hustling them in the house. Now it's either my wife or friends. So there's always some. You cannot be alcoholic and stupid. Those 2 words cannot be in one sentence.
India is a whole new episode.
Yes.
By itself.
Yes.
And we did an episode with you and Raila Jr.
Yes.
Which was very interesting. India. Separate episode. You come back from India, you have nothing. Kabisa, right? You meet your mom and she's in government. She will tell you uko mbele. How does this change? Sasa, now you are a master manipulator.
Now, see this thing of Mzee. I told her, tell Mzee not to ask me. Because I told you, I'll go because I don't want to disrespect you. But the reading, you'll come. So me, I went, I almost died. The degree, so it was you guys who were supposed to. If we went to a court, the judge would ask, did he say that? Yes. Did you go to read? No. Case dismissed. He's won. Pay damages. So my dad comes, but remember the kiboko. Now this one of India, I am thinking, this one is even like 100 kiboko case. I've gone there, I've called family friends, Indians. Yeah? My parents were doing business. That's why I bought my motorcycle, Lucifer number 13. Yeah?
You named your motorcycle Lucifer number 13.
Number 13.
Why?
Yeah? I wanted all the bad things. It was painted red. Number 13 is supposedly unlucky number. Skull and crossbone, that logo for danger. I wanted all the bad things on it. So I used to be chased by police, all this stuff. Now I've conned different high commissions. A guy who was supposed to got a scholarship to go US came. We went with him to New Delhi. I booked him to. We have no luggage. We used this passport to check in. We said the luggage is coming. Now this club, this hotel, one of the top 5-star hotels, Oberoi Maiden in New Delhi. They had another club, another hotel, their sister hotel, same name, which had a disco. So I'm signing for Pombe here. These guys wondered, these people don't sign for food. Room, they come 4 a.m., sleep for like few hours daytime, they disappear. All this is being signed to the hotel. So after about 5 days, they're getting worried. Luggage has not come. Bills are humongous. Because the taxi, in the hotel taxi, you are calling your buddies, and it's just Pombe you're signing. It ended up going to the High Commission. This guy's passport, they held it till that case was sorted. He lost his scholarship, etc. Those are the kind of things I was doing. Then after the suicide thing, when my mom had said whatever, I convinced her to stay, is when I ended up homeless. So like now when my dad comes, I've not told anybody I'm back. I'm waiting for him to kill me. Remember that thing I said? I've done him wrong. Let him kill me, even if it's 100 kibokos. We are square. Then I tell guys. So every day, I've polished his shoes. I've brought the newspapers. I've washed his car. Yani it's a time bomb without a timer. So you don't know when it's going to explode. Of course, you've jumped. This is it. 2 days, 4 days, a week, blood pressure. So I go ask my mom, what's wrong with this guy? My mom says, but he's just treating me as if I've come with a degree. And then my mom said, if it was you, what would you do? So I said, okay. I asked him, Dad, can you get me a job? So he asked me, what kind of job? I looked at my CV, I said, anything. He said, so. So after some days, he told me, tomorrow, dress well, I'm taking you somewhere. Kenya Posta, to the director. This is my son I was telling you about. So I was given a job, clerical officer 1. In that department, where many of us who have got jobs because we are not qualified. We have people who, you cannot read the newspaper, no idle talking. So whenever any work comes, we're all fighting. But that is the time I asked, how do I make a call outside? I was told dial 04. I started calling people. Are you back? I'm back. We meet John. I started drinking. Ding, ding.
You had a break kidogo from drinking when you were doing this?
I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks while I was waiting for Mzee
to process.
Harmonize, finish with me. And then he said,
So you could stop if you wanted? Like these 3 weeks,
yes.
Sinaskianga, the urge is extreme, especially when you're already an alcoholic.
Yes.
It's extreme, you can't do without.
No. It is there, but you can stay, okay? It's just those cravings. They are called withdrawals. Different people have different withdrawals to different levels of seriousness. So you can have shakes. It's very serious ones are things like hallucinations. You see things or hear things or smell things.
But if you can ride through that, you're
usually 10 to 15 days.
You're sober
now. The body starts reversing to operating. You see, addiction means what? Let's say like alcoholism. Your body operates when you have stabilized it with alcohol. So you start getting problems when the alcohol level is too low. In other words, you have too much blood in your alcohol system, if I can put it that way.
Okay.
That's why you see guys moving from club to club. He's topping. He's got that cup in the car or whatever. I always tell people, arrest an alcoholic. If you're a traffic guy, arrest an alcoholic. Stop. Boom. Ogot. Yes, sir. Step out of the car. I'll step out. Walk on that line. I'll walk. Stand on one leg. I'll stand. Tell me stand there. After half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour, I start saying, sure, what's your problem? I'm getting
so you get
high.
drunk from not drinking.
My brain is working properly when alcohol is at an optimum level. It is used to operating like that. As the alcohol or whatever other drug I'm taking reduces in my body, I'm peeing or whatever, or sweating, my brain starts getting confused. That confused is like when you're hungry, your stomach is sending you a signal to eat, or you are thirsty to drink. It's telling me, my brain is sending me signal, top up more alcohol. When I'm not topping, I start shaking or hallucinating or all these other withdrawal symptoms. Immediately you pop, dawa ya moto ni moto, you are normal. Officer, what's your problem?
Which begs the question, if you can ride out your symptoms, if you can just hold
10 to 15 days,
you're back to sober.
Now your body starts adjusting to operating with no alcohol.
So the difficulty is in riding out this.
And that is where the problem comes. Because this first day, next 48 hours, it's getting worse. 72 hours, worse. Till a guy just says, give me a drink. Because he knows once I pop, no more. So you've tried. If you knew that you just 10, 15 days, you're good to go. And actually by around day 8, 9, it starts going down. The withdrawal start going down. That's what detox is.
Okay, thank you. That's a nice explanation. You identify your mom as a target, right? Because you know your father is very hard to manipulate. You have to invest in your script.
No. You know what will work on who. There are things which won't work on my dad, they won't work on my mom. They'll work on my wife. They'll work on my friend. They'll work on my employer. There's always somebody it will work on.
And the greatest tool you use on your mom, especially when you learn that she has a government job, is embarrassment.
Do you know how I've walked in the streets crying, how I've been robbed?
Hey.
I've been robbed. And it's 6 a.m, guys are arriving in town for work. Me, I'm looking for money, kutoa lock. And you're there. In areas, now you are not Third World. Third World, we used to call Tomboya Street across Third World. So you are this side of CBD. So a lot of guys, hey, you know whose son that is? I was robbed last night. What? I just need money to get home. Guys are changak. Then you move to another place.
So hii kitu ya
by 7, I have enough money.
Anko nimetoka job, sina fare. Yes. It is you guys who started it.
My brothers used to bring me clothes, boots, I love boots, from US. So I go into a bar to drink. Guys are saying, hey, I love your boots. Can you sell? No, are you crazy? When the money they have brought me and I'm now broke, you are saying, how much can you pay? So I say, on condition you buy me slippers. Then you go and buy me slippers and you hide. I go to the toilet, I remove the boots, put in that bag with slippers, then I dash out of the bar. Then I go to, and sometimes even I've not sold my shoes, I just put on slippers, put my shoes in a bag, go and give the watchman at the bar. Then I go and tell guys I've been robbed, my shoes. Sorry, I go in barefoot. I've been robbed. And I've kept my shoes with the Ochi. Can you guys just changa? I buy slippers, I go home. I get shoes and some money, I come back. Guys, changa, of course, give you a drink or two. You come out, put on your shoes, go to the next bar, remove, give the watchman, enter, barefoot, like that. By the time you hit about 10 bars in like 1 hour, you've made enough money to reach lunchtime, of which by the time you reach lunchtime, you'll have known the big hit you are doing. So always there's somebody to target. Always. I would go to my wife's office. She see people land. When they see me, they know pay imetoka. Pay has been, I knew their pay slips were out and the money has been deposited in their accounts before them.
How do you get this information?
See, I told you, just because I'm an addict doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm drinking with somebody there who happens to work in payroll of his ex.
You have a system. So
See, now
what are you going to do?
I will get money, I will buy him booze.
What are you going to do at your wife's office around this time?
See, I look like a street person, Chokora. She will give me money so fast so that I go.
Your wife?
Yeah. Now, somebody comes looking like a Chokora. Are you going to say this is my husband? People ask you, what's your connection with this guy? I'm already battling with the Askaris. Where Chokora unaenda happy? See, I've come to see my wife. Wewe, bibia ni nani? Kwenda huko.
And this chokoranes is deliberate.
Well, it's 50-50 because I've been drinking 10 days, 15 days, same underpants, same socks, same whatever. Of course, you left.
So do you live with her in the same house?
Yes.
But you will ambush her in the office like you
See,
don't...
I used to reach home. I enter. I'm told strip. All your underpants, what socks, what is put in a bag goes behind zinachomwa. From stripping, bathing.
Or you should disappear from home in...
4 days, weeks.
How is this a marriage even then?
Eh?
How is this a marriage? Why does she stick with you? Like,
because
there's something we
I
said...
used to be extremely handsome.
Wait, because there's something we pick from your story and people get shocked when this is shared. Ati, you lived with your children, you've raised them in the same house, but you get introduced to them in their 20s.
Do you know my kids, how people used to and still say how they are disciplined? And they don't understand because you know an alcoholic's house is like a war zone. Huh?
Yes.
You reach home, people look at you. And by people, I mean watoto, children. They gauge. If you are sober, they know hapa is trouble. Neighbors or wherever. If you are high, that is the time, Daddy, I want Walkman. I was asked for Walkman. And they kept saying, I'll buy. That's the time they ask for things. And they stick around. Yeah? So, they gauge your mood. Your mood dictates their mood. You come home, you enter, the house is dark. That's when you are remembering the power bill. You were sent to pay electricity 16 days ago. You are given electric money plus your money to drink. You went to electricity house to pay. The queue was very long. You waited. You said, see, I go, there's a joint here around the corner. I have 1, 2 quickly. By the time, why am I stupid standing in a queue for us? By the time you are realizing, they've closed, I'll go in the morning. So you remove that money for electricity, you put in your socks.
Separation.
I'm going to have a bill. See, by midnight, this one is finished. I said, let me just plaque just a bit because so and so has my money. I'll top up and pay. By morning, you are saying you have a quarter remaining. So you are saying this one can't help anything. Watch I toy a lock while I think of how to pay the elect. You see, addict, you're always in a crisis of where you are getting the next drink. So next day, crisis, where am I doing the next day? So when I'm reaching home after, I'm wondering why it's dark. It's when I'm electric bill. So now my wife is asking, then I say, but it's your fault. You see, we always blame. Why couldn't you go and pay the bill? You know, I'm very busy looking for money for you people, blah, blah, blah. Now you send me, I went to Nino, I said, okay, let me just go. They had already closed. What? Then I was robbed. So I've been trying to look for the money. That's why even I've been out all these days. I couldn't get. Or I sent somebody, he didn't pay.
You had an explanation for everything.
An addict always has an answer. Why did you come back from India 4 years with nothing? But see, me, my job was to go. The degree she was you. Did you come? Did you come? Me, I did my part. I almost died. Why are you sending me to pay the bill? I'm the one who looks for money in this house. Or I sent so and so. He didn't come. Watch, I will look for him. How can he do this to me? I had gone to Sijui Nanyuki to check deal X. That one passes. You're asking how do people stay? Eh? Because always there's that hope when you are sober. An addict is two people. Right now you are talking to David A. Give me even a thought of alcohol, you'll meet David B. So I say an alcoholic or an addict is like a vehicle. The number plate is your name. So my number plate is David Ogot Sr. Okay? So when I go to pay the electricity bill, that is David A. You have given the money. You do not know that there's a David B. who is unleashed by. So when I'm there talking, you think you're talking to David A. When I've done all those shenanigans, you think, so you are reasoning, thinking you are talking to David A, not knowing you are not talking with David B. David B is an addict. You cannot reason with an addict. Because an addict is only thinking. There was one time I went home in quotes, because by that time my mom was still paying my rent and my dad was paying fees for my kids. So I reach home, I'm seeing my late father-in-law's vehicle outside. Without even pausing, I'm seeing my dad's car. And my dad has never come there because he said, that is not my house. The day I start paying my rent is when it's my house, is when I'm seeing my dad's car. I'm seeing my father-in-law's car. Hey, without even breaking stride, me, I'm entering, but my spider sense is tingling, there's danger here. So I walk in, I'm seeing all of them, my aunties, what. Before they could talk, God is great. Do you know how I've been praying to call you people together so that I tell you I really need help to stop? I think my problem is alcohol. In fact, I'm sure. Even now, I've only been out 3 days. Something was telling me to come home. Kumbe, it was God. Oh my God, Jesus, thank you. Hey, so I'm seeing them looking at each other.
Wamekungoja na kesi, kumbe wanangoja prosecutor.
Then I'm asking my wife, the wazes are here, surely. You've not served them anything to drink. Then my dad is saying, no, it's okay. Then I'm saying, no. I've agreed, I want a problem. I have a problem, and I was trying to think how to gather you guys. And then God answered my prayers. And you are here. So we've agreed. But Wazee cannot enter here for the first time, and you will not embarrass me in front of my mother-in-law. I told my wife, make a list. I told mom, give me some money. So another aunt is trying to refuse. My dad is trying to refuse. My mom said no, which I knew she would say. Remember, that's stupid. I know what each person is going to say. I'm the one writing the script. My mom said, no, he's agreed. Let's not push him. You know, he can change his mind and all. He's agreed. Let's do that. Huh? My wife has made a list. Nini, meet what? Nini. I asked my father-in-law, may I borrow your car? Then I went, I'm asking my wife, why 35 kilos of meat for what? No, 1 kilo is enough. Then I bought alcohol, sodas. Come, Nini, I've put. Sir, me, I'm making sure I am drinking Fanta, which is, I am opening in Fanta, orange. They are talking, volume starts going up. The ladies are helping my wife in the kitchen. At the point I started drinking vodka in my Fanta, nobody knew. See, they are getting high. I was later told by my wife. At some point, somebody asked, where is David? Remember this money I got from my mom? I slashed. Then I've drank almost a full bottle of vodka here. Nobody noticed. And I have exited.
So hata ile kesi walikuwa wamekungoja na
they never got together again. Never. Till
you scattered your enemies.
I scattered. Till my mother-in-law passed, my father-in-law passed. They never got together again. Ever. You see, every opportunity is an opportunity to get money to drink.
So hii ni dakika ngapi? yenye you've seen the cars and you've already
I
calculated.
didn't even stop. Remember, I told you, you've lent me money how many times? You are just saying the day you'll get me police, or you are taking one of my shoes. How many taxi guys carried me? Swearing. Where we are entering is a vacant place. That guy waits. As we've jumped over the wall, we've gone. The house is in the next estate. This guy will wait. This guy will wait. Then he'll come. Masai is telling me, Ero, unaenda wapi? Kuna vijana wengine wanaishi hapa, hakuna mtu Ero. Wale vijana wamekuja wameruka. Hao ndio unasema, Ero hao wamechaenda. The same taxi guy will carry me again. The same Changa lady will give me credit again. Because you go. Kwanza, where you drink, even in India, I would get my boom. The first place I would pay, wine shop. And people used to wonder, how do you get credit? Changa, you don't get credit. You know, today they're open, tomorrow they're closed. Eh? I would go. Remember, I told you I don't pass here. Now when I get money, now I come here. Mama Jerry, mambo, hebu angalia hii kwanza. There's a leso in there. I bought for you. I know you thought I have disappeared with your money. You know me. How our watoto in school, open that other part. There's a full chicken or whatever I bought for her. Then I tell her, since I stayed with your money for very long, here's 500 shillings for your family. Now give me a bottle, give her a bottle. Who will refuse you credit?
And your father, seems like you got your father so many times.
I got all of them.
So now you are supposed to be a pilot. How does this come about?
Now, I've always wanted to fly, even now. And to parachute, because I have a fear of heights. Mine is not bad like one of my brothers, who literally, upstairs, he'll walk along a wall. Me, at least, I can walk near the balcony, and we are talking about third floor. So the parachute, but planes I've always wanted, not commercial, private.
Yes.
So I convinced my mom. Remember the IT, but this one I was genuine. So I've gone, you are given like a provisional driving license, you are given a provisional pilot's license, PPL, private pilot's license, provisional. It's actually a license, but it shows you are a student. So I'm there in the bus telling people when I graduate. You see how when we are drinking here, then we decide, let's go Kiambu. 20 minutes you're in Kiambu. Let's go Machakos. Now we'll be saying, let's go Mombasa. 1 hour we're in Mombasa. Let's go Kisumu. I'll be flying you. So I'm in class. Mzee had.
You used to do that with planes?
No. See, now I'm a student. So after class, see, I'm drinking still. And I'm showing off with my student's pilot license.
Yes.
I was at CMC Aviation. Wilson.
Yes.
See, my dad had. This one I had in my mother box.
Okay.
Yes. So she did
So
it.
now, you are saying to Mombasa, you are going with planes?
No, I was saying now when I graduate.
Oh, when you graduate.
Yes,
okay.
When I graduate,
yes.
We'll be doing it.
Yes.
See, my father had. He went there. I am so and so, I'm so and so. So and so is my son. He registered here. And then he's about to finish first term. Now, as his father, I'm advising you. It's his mother who has been paying, and I have told her to stop paying. I didn't know. Number two, David is very resourceful. So even if the mother stops paying, I know he will find a way to get money. So I'm saying, even if he gets money, do not accept this fellow as a student. Because his condition, he has a problem with alcohol. So I do not want him tumbling out of the sky with your plane, then you come for me to pay for an aeroplane. I will not pay. And just in case you have not listened to what I'm telling you, here is a letter stating the same, that if you allow him, if he gets resources, we're not going to pay until otherwise. If he gets resources and you allow him to fly, anything which happens, we are not responsible. Don't look for us. So, of course, I was shocked. That is how my flying career. And a lot of these things, I now look by hindsight, that was God. And a lot of things I wanted to do, if I had done them, I would have died. Remember, there was a show I did with you where you gave me the nickname Unkillable. Remember when I called you from Kenyatta Hospital with broken elbow, broken collarbone, fractured somebody hit me with my motorcycle in Hurlingham. And I laughed and I was telling you, just a few weeks ago, you called me unkillable. And here again, I should have died. And I told you, I am not unkillable. When my work God has given me is finished, then he will call me. Huh? So that kind of whatever, why was I giving you that example of unkillable?
No, as in the things that you would have done.
Yes.
Yes.
You see? So like Mohammed Amin Foundation, we were supposed to go to South Africa. I was still drinking. The first group, MOFOS 1, film and video, whatever. I was in the first group. I was meant to go to the US. My bro was processing. Then I had this college has opened. And I've always admired the late Mohammed Amin.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my bro, me, I'm applying. And they're only taking 6 people, of which 3 were females, which means I was gunning for 3 slots. And my bro told me, getting visa is very hard. Let us just continue processing the visa. If you make it in, sawa. I told my bro, I'll make it. And I made it. And I even cooled down on drinking, because there you are told, even if you go smelling, you're not staggering, you're not smelling of alcohol, go home because of the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Kidogo, I'm seeing, and I was the oldest in the class, so I was called Mandela. There was another guy working in Ministry of What, I also harassed a guy, so he was called Tabombeki or something. Because I think I was 30-something. This guy was, I think, 1 year or 2 years. Then the next person was 21, and then the rest were 18, 19, even. So this one, I went very well till the last term, where before exams we were going for Sidengi Film Festival in Cape Town, 2 weeks staying in 5 very big pocket money per diem by Ford Foundation. I had gone drinking, came back late. I was supposed to go and tetea. Mrs. Okello was a shareholder, this one of McKinney Schools. Somewhere, I'm remembering I was supposed to be somewhere by 10. I'm waking up at 11. I went there. You could smell alcohol on my breath from half a kilometer away. I'm pleading. I'm told, no, you try next term. Then I'm wondering, what am I going to tell my brother? Because my dad said and told him, we are the one who knows your brother. This thing he's telling you is nonsense. And that college is not cheap. You're going to waste your money. My brother told my father, he's my brother and it's my money. Now I'm thinking, what am I going to tell my brother? But then the next thought, since they have said I can apply next term, the next thought is there's a 60,000 shilling deposit. And I need a drink. So I'm asking Mrs. Okello, is my deposit check at the reception? She's saying yes. So I'm saying, can you make it open so that I can go and cash it now? And now I'm rushing because it's a Saturday so that I can reach before the banks close. And she said, no, it has to go. So I said, okay, thank you very much. I'll apply next year. Now my head is on this money. Remember, I said, any opportunity is a money. Get money to drink. Town. Went to the bank guy. I want to bank this. Can you give me like 10K till this goes through? The guy says, you know how many checks you bank and I gave you money and you haven't paid me back. This is one of the managers. So I'm looking, I have like half an hour. So I dash there, Caramindos are nearby. So I'm telling guys, there's this check. Who has some cash we can use because I'm not going home till this check clears after 3 or 4 days. Nobody gave me money. I went, I banked. I came, I stayed 4 or 5 days waiting for. That day I knew this check has cleared. I was at the bank before they opened. Immediately they opened, I went, I withdrew 10,000 bob, came back, and it issued alcohol. Now friends are saying, oh, your check has gone through. Oh, you want a beer? Yeah, which one? You, I buy, if it was Tusker, Pilsen or what, I plugged the sink. So I went behind the counter. I poured all their beers in the sink. I told them, go and drink. See, I was asking you for money. The check is going to clear. So I've told the bank, apart from these ones, will drink from the sink. Everybody else, 2-2. I cleared that money in 3 days. Not even handkerchief. But had I gone, had I managed not to convince them and gone for that Sidengi Film Festival, I would have died. I would have sold my things in South Africa. I would have been stranded I would have died. But many years later, when I'm sober, at another workshop we entered, the best 2, again, male and female, were sponsored for 1 month film festival, in film workshop by Duchiwela in Cape Town, of which it included 1 week attending Sithengi Film Festival. I now went when I'm so. A lot of things, even the piloting I want to do now, I will now not come tumbling down with somebody's plane. But that's why my dad blocked it.
So,
And I would have crashed.
understood. All these adventures brings us to one point. This has given us an impression of how far you are willing to go just to get a drink. So how did you stop?
David A, David B. But everybody thinks it's David A. Okay? So that thing of willing, you see, you see the other thing with addiction, of which I told the rehab guys they're stupid. That thing you are talking about, we are talking about 10 to 15 days. When you don't drink, your body adjusts. No craving, no withdrawals, no what. Okay? But there's no cure. So you cannot say, this guy is an ex-alcoholic, or like me now, I've not drunk, I think this is my 25th year. I cannot
See,
say,
last we spoke, it was 27 years.
27 years I drank. I have 2 more years.
Yes.
I have 2
understood.
more years where I can
Understood.
say half my life I've been sober, half my life I've been drunk.
Understood.
So far
yes.
I've been more drunk
Okay.
than
Understood.
sober.
Yes.
So that is what guys don't understand. There is no ex-alcohol. That's why we say recovery.
Yes.
Of late, and recovering is a day at a time. So we can do this show today. I've just said this is my 25th year. Tomorrow you are seeing me on the media, CNN, drunk in a ditch somewhere. And you're saying, but this is the guy on my show yesterday. A day at a time. The day ends at midnight. Okay? You never know what happened which triggered me to forget that once I drink, David B is in the driver's seat. Remember that car I talked about? Okay? And this actually it's actually a 40-foot fully loaded trailer.
Yes.
With AI.
Yes.
This is what I came to learn.
Okay.
Addiction is that simple.
Yes.
Right now, and I'm talking about AI long before AI came out, artificial intelligence. This trailer, when you sleep, or you stayed those few days for whatever reason, but immediately you get off. Either you've gone to sleep, you blacked out, whatever. It packs itself. And I used to say, so your show is going to be the first one, I'm saying the correct thing. I used to say it is parks on top of a 90-degree slope. 90 degrees is not a slope, it's a cliff. So on your show, I'm correcting myself for the first time in, I think, 23 years of saying that, to a 60-degree slope. Now, this is a fully loaded 40-foot trailer without brakes. So if something enters my head and I pick up a drink, David B pushes me to the passenger seat. And David B starts, and there it is, 40-foot, fully loaded, down 60 degrees with no brakes. My mother is there, stop, Peter and I. My mother, family, woo, employer, friends, society. So the only thing which can stop you is either you get off, you've gone to sleep, blackout, whatever, or you stopped for a few days for whatever reason, or whichever thing can stop that thing will probably kill you. Okay? So, at this time, addict doesn't know that. You don't know if you stay 10 to 15 days, body starts reverse. So everybody's looking at that trailer and saying David Ogot. That is David Ogot B. David B. This is the guy who cried yesterday. The guy who was talking, God is great. I've been wanting to gather you people. Next thing, are you Mheshimiwa Grace Ogot? Yes. Could you come to Central Police Station? And they learned to ask Central Police in which town. Because you'll dash to Central Police Nairobi. Kumbe, I'm in Central Police Mombasa. But I was with you yesterday crying. How fast did I end up in Mombasa? 2. And I've left home. I've gone to buy milk. I'm wearing slippers. I'm picking milk from this kiosk, selling it at half price to this kiosk to get matatu fare. People will wait for tea in the house till they know they have been conned. Okay? So People are always trying to reason, thinking it's David A, it is David B. Okay? So what then I'm learning when the time now, I've come home after some days, I tell my wife, let's go to the local. I stay in Langata, Otiende. I sign the registration book. I haven't been there for long. If you are with me, I won't stay for long. So my wife says, let's go. So I get there, the DJ is not there. See, the equipment is there. See, guy is telling me, you spin. So I tell my wife, yes, kidogo. So I start spinning. How are you being paid? BS. Apewe. Apewe. So we end up with my wife up to 5:30 a.m. So we are going home. Now, going home, I am thinking, I now have money. Of course, I've been drinking the whole night. So I've gone back to. So I'm thinking, do I enter and shower first and change? And usually you are changing and you are grabbing something you're going to sell. So you'll change, you wear maybe a 3-piece suit with a t-shirt. First thing which will go is the coat, then the Nino coat, then the shirt, then you have the t-shirt, sometimes the shoes will go slipper. Blah. So I'm trying to think, do I go in and am I give my wife a few shillings, may I go down? That is what is entering my head. So we reach the house. When I enter the house, I'm telling my wife, don't enter bed, we are going to rehab. Where did those words come from? Me, I'm trying to think, do I shower, I go? Nothing about rehab. So my wife thinks I'm joking. She enters bed. I come, I pull all the blankets. What? I told you we are going to rehab. I remove a suitcase, which I had packed a year ago. Remember I talked about a Kamba bus being near Modern Green, Latema Road. So there's some family business we used to do with Akamba, transporting stuff in Nyanza. My mom had called me, taken me to the management, booked a ticket to a rehab for 2 people. And I'm with my wife. Told my wife that when you get there, if you leave my son there, the director of the rehab will give you an Akamba ticket to come back to Nairobi. Then she gave me 1,000 shillings for the road and left. No, gave my wife, sorry. So I told my wife, it's my mother, this is my money. I took it, I gave her like 100 bob. You go home, I'm coming. Went, I drank for some days. Came back, packed a suitcase. When she asked me, put it in the cupboard. And I packed a big suitcase. I'm pulling out that suitcase. Over a year later, I've gone to Simuya Jami. I call Akamba. Is there a bus to Homa Bay? They say 9 o'clock. Said I can't make it. Which is the next one? 10 o'clock. No, 10 o'clock at night. No, for morning tomorrow. I'm saying no, I must go today. Where were those words coming from? They said 10 at night. Book me for that one. I'm coming. With my wife. I identified myself. My mom had said, don't give him the tickets. When he's in the bus is leaving, which by the way is how I came back from India, finally. I was given the tickets in the plane. Because several times my parents had bought tickets, I managed, and I've been escorted to the airport. And then something happens, and then they describe a guy with a guitar, tall, red lips, blah, 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 Rasta, Ogot, how I escorted him to the airport. So the last one, the embassy guy was instructed to the airport, into the plane. My ticket was given to the flight stewardess. When this plane arrives, when this plane is in the air, give him his ticket. That's how I arrived in Bombay. Bombay to Nairobi, same. Up, in the plane, when it's in the air, give him his ticket. Same thing here with the Kamba. So now I've left the suitcase, entered Modern Green to drink. This is around 11:30. Bus is at 10. So some of these sex workers who are my friends, I don't know what she told my wife. I said, hey, don't joke, eh? This is my wife. So I told her, let's go. So we went to another bar. So some guys came, hey! So my wife thought, bus. All this time she's waiting because we've done this before. Then people jump out, surprise! So when we went to some bar near across Tomboya.
And you're going to a rehab?
And I'm going to a rehab.
Okay.
So me, I've told myself, since I'm going, these are my last drinks. So we drank in that place. When it reached 8, I told my wife, let's cross. Then I filled a bottle with spirits I've mixed with soda for that trip. And I know when it stops in Nakuru, I know where to top up. When it stops in Kisumu, I know where it tops up. My wife is still waiting for guys. Surprise! Bus is going. We've been given tickets. Naivasha. Before we reach Nakuru, I'm taking the last drops. We enter Nakuru. I'm going to use the loo. I throw the bottle. My wife says, no, top up. Now, that would look odd. That she should be happy. I don't know, because how many times have we been left by buses going with our luggage because the bus stopped where I don't know where to top up. So I'm so busy, they hoot, they go. So she knew she is safer. I said, no, I'm not drinking. And we arrived in where there was a place where we stopped, I think it was Homa Bay. Then you get those matatus of those days, look you, look me. Is when I arrived in the rehab. That is when my wife believed. When she was asked by the director, I go and rest there. We are getting you a ticket. At 2 o'clock, the van will drop you. Shopping center, they take you to Akamba. So when people ask me how I got to rehab, I say it is God. But yet, even now I'm there, and I've arrived, I am finished. I am skinny. By the way, there was one place I called my mom for help, and that is where the journey started with a lot of people. One person was paid 1.2 million. That was the first place I was taken because I thought I had HIV. I was like this. So I was in one of the Floridas, the Nino one has in a house with the casino. From the look, I just looked at myself. I called my mom call box, reverse. She sent my wife. That is where. But where I'm now reaching, this is like 3 years later. From that, and by that time they had tried everything, paka witch doctors. So I'm reaching, finished. I can't eat, I'm just sleeping, toilet, I need soupy things with chili. So like 4th day is when I enter my first session. So guys are there in a semicircle that we have a new guy. Let us introduce ourselves to him before he does the same. So I'm John, alcoholic. I'm Jane. So I'm wondering, where have I brought myself? You see, this denial we have. Where David B is trying to get out. I haven't drunk. It's those ones I drank. Yeah? And by the way, when I arrived rehab, where it is, so we are going through, and you are seeing the rehab is there through a field. So there are guys sitting. Imagine I'm arriving, guys are clapping. I'm checking guys who I had thought had gone abroad. I hadn't seen them. They're there. Kumbe they were in rehab. So when it was my turn, I said, I'm David from Nairobi. I'm here to be taught for 1 week, to be taught how to drink like a gentleman so that I don't spend my kids' school fees, the house rent, blah, blah, blah. And then when I go back to Nairobi, I'll you. Okay. I will pray for you. Okay. See, they laughed and said, Karibu.
Yes.
After 1 week, guys enter my room. Take my suitcase, my clothes. What are you doing? She said, you're going after 1 week. To help you? I said, don't be stupid. I'm staying 1 more week. Now, that 1 week, the second week, the director's house was in the compound, used to sit on the veranda. So I went, I sat. Literally, you sit on the step. Literally, you're sitting at his feet. So I told him, what I've learned this week, is this a disease? He said, yeah. See, a disease has medicine. He said, yes. So why can't I be given that medicine? I swallow it in Nairobi. Not here. So he laughed. He said, this disease, the medicine is not like that. So I said, then how will I get well? He said, with this disease, your problem starts with your first drink. So I told him, Mzee, my first drink. Do you know when I enter a bar, I ask for like 3 GK, Guinness, Kubwa, big Guinness. They are all opened. I pour each into a mug. I flash them, pap, 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 to clear my throat, carburetor. Now is when I go and sit down. Those are 3. I've drunk in less than 5 minutes, standing. Now I go and sit, the waiter starts drinking, bring me alcohol. Do you know I don't even count how much I drink in a day? Because maybe I was doing Muratina, I went to China, when I count, I've been drinking for X number of days. Then you are telling me 1 drink. Do you know me? Do you know who my dad is? My dad is a professor, which means he has read. Do you know who my mom is? My mom has also read, was a nurse, is a minister. Do you know my brothers? One is an engineer, one is an architect. My sister is a doctor. Me, I am reasonably well educated. I reached Form 6. Do you think if it was this stupid thing you are telling me, they would have spent all this money, all this suffering I've had? In fact, I'm leaving tomorrow. But I didn't leave. Almost on day 14, since I made that statement, I'm here for 1 week. Another young man comes, come session, can we introduce? And always I was introducing myself. I'm David from Nairobi. Everybody else, I am John Alcoholic. I'm Peter Addict Evil. Then this guy said, almost word for word, he's here for a week to be taught how to drink responsibly. But he's not like us. And I laughed the loudest. That is when I realized, one, have I introduced myself? David Ogot. David, because you only use first name. David, alcoholic. And that's when I realized what that Mzee told me. Because then I asked him, okay, this stupid thing of yours, okay, let's just go along with your argument. So what is the solution? He told me, as long as you don't pick your first drink, you'll be okay. The day this Kijana said this, that is what that old man had told me clicked in my head. As an alcoholic, trailer, no brakes. And the brakes will never come back. They cannot be repaired. So you are only safe, there's no cure. So you are only safe when you don't drink. Because when you drink, it opens for David B to come out. Okay? So it is your first drink, not your 10th drink. It is your first thought, which makes David B push you in the passenger seat and ignite the trailer down the 60-degree slope. So as long as you don't pick the first drink, you will not enter that trailer. David B is here. And that is why later I now understood there's no cure, the day at a time thing. The trailer is still there. Last pandered 25 years ago. It hasn't gone away. I am only safe as long as I don't pick alcohol or other drugs. Okay. And that is why the prayer I learned in rehab 25 years ago, even this morning I said it. I usually say it before I sleep. Sometimes I'm here, I will sleep in Tanzania or wherever, but I said it before I came here. I will say it today before I sleep. Is God help me just for today not to drink. And wherever I will reach before I sleep, God, thank you for helping me not to drink. At midnight, ding! Just for today has started. So if I drink today, I cannot say, you guys don't look at it. I haven't drunk for 25 years. No, those 25 years, and this is why alcoholism, drug addiction, we say, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow, you don't know. So the only day in the bank is today. And so far, since I woke up, I haven't drunk. And basically, that is how simple it is. Get off the trailer. Those brakes can never be fixed. Once you cross into addiction, it means brakes gone.
Okay. So now, is there anything like responsible drinking? As in, for someone who has not crossed addiction, is there anything like drink responsibly?
Responsible addiction, responsible drinking is a term coined by brewers. When I came out of rehab, I did an article to answer the question, what is alcoholism?
Yes.
Only that. Today, even that time, ask people, what is alcoholism?
Yes.
You will get as many answers as there's types of alcohol. And everybody you're asking is an expert, quote unquote. Okay? So, breweries are one set of people, brewers, alcohol manufacturers, who do not agree alcoholism is a disease. They say our product has no problem. As long as you do not drink irresponsibly, like in a Ogot. Drink responsibly how? I was the one telling people, I'm telling this lady, tell your husband, take your husband home and don't let him drive. You have just come to this bar at 5:30 after work. It is 8 o'clock, he has drunk. Me, I've been in this bar 5 days. I will not tolerate this beer. Anti-drinking responsibly. I'm telling you, take a taxi, my friend. I'm telling the wife, you drive. Your husband, anti-being responsible. But I've been in that bar 5 days. I'm not furniture. I'm drinking. Continuous.
Okay.
So that is a terminology. Even this thing of strictly for under 18. First of all, alcohol, you should start at least age 21 and above. Simple reason. Your brain is not fully developed by 21. Alcohol kills brain cells, even a thought, which will never come back. What is tolerance? I talked about you need more drink to feel the same effect. When you start drinking, this is your brain. It will kill the cells here. As it's killing those cells, you are getting drunk on one beer. When it has killed all these cells, you now need to go to the lower cells. That's why you now need the 2 beers and the 3 beers.
So,
But human beings reason that since you have millions and millions and millions of brain cells, what is the problem if you kill a few thousand every time you drink? So when you say strictly for 18, and me, I'm trying to impress a girl, bad boy who breaks the rules. So I'm a kid, I'm drinking. I'm a kid, I'm smoking. So, girls don't want to wear bras. They want to show the adults. So you are doing all the things, you are trying to appear more mature than you are. So when you actually, and this was started by cigarette manufacturers, not for sale to under 18s. That message is you are advertising directly to under 18s or under 21s.
because it's rubber stamping the concept of a sign of maturity.
Yes. Yes.
Sawa. 2 questions before we wind up. Number 1, do you think your mom somehow, by her reaction or having a soft spot for you, was created an enabling environment for you to drink? Because you respect her a lot. Sana.
My brothers drank. Cigarettes, they went a bit, didn't. And not everybody. People will experiment. Some will not like it off the bat. Some will get some bad experience along the line, forget about it.
Yeah.
My bros were like that with cigarettes. My sis, we clobbered.
Okay.
But they drank in high school. One's an engineer with his own practice. Well, now he's back. The other one, no, though he's out again. And the other one is an architect with his own practice. My sister is whatever. My mom drank for some time. And these were days of East African community driving Land Rovers all over the place, manual, no power steering. At one point now she went to sherry and she could stay with a glass of sherry the whole night. And then because of health conditions, she stopped. My dad drank until he was, I think, 85. Is when he stopped, obviously now because of the age. And as you remember, he stole his booze. So right from primary, he was already drinking. And my dad passed just the other day at 95.
Why were you an isolated case?
So that shows. People say, see, you just stop. Or see, you just, no, why am I saying it is a disease? Why do I say alcohol doesn't cause alcoholism? So somebody says alcohol causes alcoholism. For the people who believe it, no, it doesn't. Because if alcohol caused alcoholism, everybody who drank would end up alcoholic. Simple. But certain genes I have, and that's why before you start drinking, look at your family. Look at your grandfather, your father, your uncles. Is there history or problems?
What if you are the first grandfather alcoholic?
It could be. And also, by the way, it will jump a whole generation, for example. So like all my kids, it might jump, and then their kids, everybody, that alcoholic gene. And the only way you can know, first, look at your family background. And my family background on both sides, my wife's side and my parents' side. Remember the motorcycle I talked about is not my uncle, alcoholic. Bike killed him. That's why bikes are banned in my family. Okay? Even my dad at one point was saying, we'll buy you a small Volkswagen Beetle or Mini in exchange. I said, buy it first. And I still wouldn't have left the bike. I love bikes. Okay? That is the first thing you look at. It is genetic. What we call genetic predisposition. These names, Okongo, Wanjohi, Nini, where do they come from? Every community has them.
Yes.
Where do they come from? Either those days, because there were families who would brew, or there was an alcohol problem.
Yes.
Okay? But you look, you check. Just like some families will have breast cancer, asthma, blah, blah, blah. Genetic. So that's the first thing you check. Now, if you start drinking and you have a high tolerance, there's somebody called a heavy drinker in the categories. Okay? And the heavy drinker is before the drunkard. The drunkard is where you reach the border where if you sing, you ask tuendelea ama tusiendelea, and you sing that song, and you've now crossed into addiction. Actually, you are deported, and you can never come back. Okay? A heavy drinker can drink even a 750 ml bottle every day after work. He's not alcoholic. You know, people judge alcoholic because you drink a lot, you drink every day. They judge by the symptoms, what they see. No. Alcoholic disease. Drunkard is a behavior. But an alcoholic and a drunkard, the symptoms look very similar. If you call me a drunkard, I'll kasirika. A drunkard has control. A drunkard has brakes. The trailer has brakes. A drunkard will roll his car, get out of it, sit on the roadside with his suit, tell himself, if this is what 10 beers does, from today I'm taking 5, 3 or none. No canceling. He drank, bad response, he still has brakes. Alcoholic, hata mukizima taa. So you check, it is genetic origin.
Okay.
Progressive.
Okay.
So you still have the brakes.
Okay.
But people start seeing, remember you asking me, your parents weren't seeing, but at some point, even my daughter is asking me, Daddy, why can't you just stop drinking? At that time, she's in primary school. She's seen the problem drinking, she's seen the solution stopping. What did I tell her? What are you asking me? I was drinking before I even met your mother. What are you telling me? Stupid. Okay? Then the progression goes, and if you now cross into addiction, so it is of genetic origin, progressive, characterized by loss of control, of which if it is not treated, it will kill you.
So, thank you.
And many times it will kill you by misadventure, driving drunk, falling asleep with a cigarette, burning yourself in the house, etc., etc.
Okay, very well explained. So now, tukifunga, did you experiment with, beyond weed, a bad experience? Did you, you had money, you could have tested cocaine, heroin. How could test those kinds of high? You are a specialist.
I got very close to, India, you could buy literally anything in a kiosk.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But I didn't there. When bang, I saw the result, this fellow, and I said, I'm not trying. That is pounded cannabis.
What did you see? Unajua, for someone who does not know what you mean, what you saw, what did you see?
Wengbeng is cannabis pounded. You mix with water, a teaspoon, tablespoon, depending on your tolerance.
Yes.
So we've arrived in India. Bangi cannabis is sold in a kiosk the way you buy cigarette.
Yes.
So these guys have gone to buy. We are being told there's this thing called Wengbeng. So I say, some of these things I wait for somebody to try before I whatever. So this guy takes a teaspoon, mixes, drinks. So now we are going, that time we have bicycles. So you could hire bicycles, me had hired, some people had bought. So the next thing we see the guy on the town I was in, Udaipur, in Rajasthan, an interstate highway, bang in the middle of town, like Uhuru Highway, but it's a small town. Trucks are passing there at crazy speeds. We just saw this guy throwing down his bicycle, screaming in the middle of the highway. Trucks are chua, 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 chua. So we've grabbed him, we took him to the hostel, we tied him on his bed, he's screaming, no, I'm not going anywhere. Crazy things. So in the morning we asked him, when he was normal, what happened? So he said he was riding, then he saw the road dividing in two. And there was a sign saying to going to hell this side. So he was trying to get the bicycle to go this side of heaven, but it was going this side of hell, is why he threw it down. I never touched Wengbeng. Okay. Never. But I smoked hashish. Hashish is also a, derivative.
Yes.
And I was playing very good chess, or I think I was. I could see many moves ahead. All these cocaines and heroin, which were very easily available, even I would sit with addicts as we were drinking Bombay, them they're high on heroin, blah, blah, blah. Because in my head, those are drugs. Okay? Yes. So I came close, but weed, hashish, that was it. Alcohol, cigarettes.
Good vibes. You and Anne Madhu have played a significant role in terms of fighting alcoholism. Like, no one can take that from you. And I hope your legacy lives on, and the results you hope to achieve get achieved to the best of your imagination or the vision that you have, right? So to the audience that's watching, what are the main challenges you've faced trying to show people the light from the darkness you've faced?
You know, when I left rehab, rehabs were very few.
Yes.
Even the one I was in, people would come from Tanzania, etc., including priests. Actually, it was started by a priest.
Priests?
Yes. Even this rehab was started by an alcoholic Catholic priest who was taken abroad for treatment and said, Kumbe, this is what is killing my people. He started that rehab. But today, and when I left rehab, every time a rehab opened, I would go. Check their program, make sure it's okay, because me, I don't have a rehab. Me having a rehab is my end game.
Checking their program to mean whether it's effective.
So that I have somewhere to refer people.
Yes.
With me, with my hashtag, only our stories will set us free. So David Ogot, real name, don't cover my face, so that we remove the stigma from this thing. At one point, there would be even 20 rehabs opening in a day, just in Nairobi. I couldn't keep up. Okay? Rehabs has now become commercial. Nowadays, people don't talk about addiction. People talk about mental health issues. We struggled to pull addiction out from under mental health. The gatekeepers have got it back. The t-shirt I've worn for 3 years, what I call the President Uhuru series. President Uhuru declared alcoholism a disease. Okay? These are the things we are pushed for. Today, it has been pushed under therapy, or it has been pushed. Remember, I told you what is alcoholism? There's enough different answers as it has become commercial. People are not getting sober. It has become a business. And this thing is simply the brakes have failed. They are not repairable. The only thing you can do is get off that track and get the tools to help you from unleashing David B. And in case something triggers you and you unleash David B, you have the tools to get back on the program a day at a time. It is that all these complicated things, there's one of the functions we went with Kaguthi, those early days. My mother met Kaguthi at a public function, hardly a month after I've left rehab. And when we went there to talk, I was giving the keynote. I've just left rehab. And I had the experts behind me asking Kaguthi, why is this guy giving the keynote? This guy just left rehab the other day. Hata hajakaa 3 months. And Kaguthi, I had Kaguthi saying, you are the expert. Me, I've just got this job. So sort yourselves out. So when I had that, I picked the microphone and I made my presentation. And at the end of the presentation, I will never forget, I pointed like this with my right hand. Seated behind me is every kind of expert my parents tried to get to help me stop. The only person missing from this group behind me, which my parents used and also didn't work to make this group behind me complete, is a witch doctor. So I can only talk about the method which helped me stop, which is alcoholism is a disease, and the only way out is get the tools to stay sober, is when I crafted that thing of the tray. So all this other stuff people are being told, you hear Nakadas now going to arrest Shisha and see what? Shisha is tobacco. Shisha is tobacco, concentrated tobacco. In fact, you are better off smoking tobacco, passing through water as a filter, than smoking it with that cigarette, with that filter. And
that's not an endorsement for Shisha.
No, it's not an endorsement for Shisha.
Yeah.
Tobacco kills more people worldwide than all the drugs, legal and illegal, tuberculosis, malaria, HIV, road crashes, and one other thing I've always forgotten for 25 years, combined. Tobacco. And it is legal. So where is the sense? Miraa is legal in Kenya, illegal in Tanzania. Bangi is illegal in Kenya, is grown in Uganda and exported here. And who makes drugs legal and illegal? And if you talk about, heroin, what you were saying the other day, university students, what? If you pick all the narcotics addicts in Kenya, I think even East Africa, you put them, the alcoholics in Nairobi County alone are more. Yet who is talking about alcohol? How many of our governors, MPs, MCAs, etc., how many of our former president, President Kibaki, said he has stopped drinking? You don't stop something if it's not giving you a problem. Have we or have we not had presidents who are alcoholic without mentioning names?
I am not going there. I refuse to go there.
So, trailer,
no brakes.
No brakes. Get off before something stops that trailer, which will kill you. That is all you need to know. It is not kurogwa. It is not lack of willpower. What do you mean telling an alcoholic he has no willpower? My wife is going, I'm drinking. I get in an accident, my legs are cut off, I'm drinking. My lungs, I've got cancer, I'm still smoking. My reputation, my wealth, my health, everything is going. I am still drinking. Isn't that willpower? You are just given a warning. If you don't stop drinking, if you don't reduce, even you stop and you are told, you have no willpower. Me hata mukizima ta, I will drink. Isn't that? So it is not, from a religious point of view, it is not a moral thing. It is a disease.
What do you need to have your own rehab? Now that you have the formula.
What I need is a piece of land somewhere and several containers. Already we are running since 2007, free. And I've been saying, rehab can be free, very easy. Because who is a rehab? Which people are a rehab serving? The community. Why can't each community donate a piece of land the way they donate for police station or hospital or church or mosque?
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Let me ask you an unfair question. And
yes.
This is very unfair knowing how much you've given to this cause. Your family has donated a land to a university.
Yes.
Prime, Akiana. And I think...
Many acres.
Full disclosure.
With the buildings.
Full disclosure.
Yes.
Tried scouting for land around that area. It's your joke. You understand?
Yes.
This is a very unfair question. And I say that. Like, can you donate land from yours and then ask for support to build something there?
Now, here's the thing. My parents were educationists. So they donated land for university. Me, I'm an addict. I'm an alcoholic. So yes, I can donate land. But you see, the land I have, which I was given by my father, which I'm holding in trust for my kids, who will hold in trust for their kids. At one point, my wife asked me, when you were drinking, all the money and your time was going in alcohol. We were not seeing you. We were not seeing your money. Now you have stopped drinking. You are spending all your time and your resources telling people about drinking. We are still not seeing the money. And then again, I go and say, now, even the land, I want to donate to a rehab.
So, no further question.
Shall be harmed.
No further question.
So, looking for land, look for containers. As I was saying, we're already running since 2007, free, in Gara, in another trust I have, and Kangware, which had problems the other day, including President Trump, whatever. But we are still pushing on. And it is of addicts who come to the drop-in center. We help them get sober. And by the way, very important, if somebody tells you, bring your person to me or to my center, I can make them sober, run away. The only human being you can change is yourself. That is why my program called SATCAT, Set a Thief to Catch a Thief, shows the addict's person how to change themselves so that they are not able to be manipulated anymore, so that they stop looking at my son, my husband, my wife, my daughter, my whatever, my uncle, and they start looking at an alcoholic or other drug addict and ask, how do you help an addict? Not how do you help my son, my husband, my mom, blah, 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 and how do I make you manipulation proof? That is all.
So, David Ogot is very active on social media. It's as simple as David Ogot. Please First of all, direct search for David Ogot on Facebook, search for David Ogot on TikTok. Everyone knows someone who's suffering from alcoholism. Reach out to Dave. We are open in the comment section for ideas. And we throw this like as a challenge to all of us. We, kwa hii set, our team, and you who has kept us company through this conversation. I trust it has been good vibes. So please, tusaidieni suggestions ya how we can help David's cause. We are open to suggestions. Tafadhali, fungua. Kila mtu anajua mtu, right? We don't want to blap up a solution nini. Tumesikia hii story. We know what the problem is. It's around us. It's part of society. Tafadhali, just give us suggestions in the comment section of this video. How can we help the cause that David Ogot has taken and the match he has given, the sacrifices he has given? Umeisikiza na tunajua hii problem. Please, tuchangamkeni tutafute solution and how we can come through. For
philanthropist with no money. I hope you dedicate this program to my late dad, who gave me that title. That's why we said the next year we are wearing. Between my mom and my dad is how we've kept going. So even though they donated for the university, if it wasn't for them, it would have been closed long ago. Now they are gone. I hope people can come up with ideas how we can continue.
Dave, I can't thank you enough for making time for us. And
my pleasure. My pleasure.
Asante sana. And I know myself, and I know you as a master storyteller. Najua, if I ask another question, we are on to another run. Please allow us to end it here.
Asante.
Asante.
Thank you.